All right. Hello and welcome to the Life is Storytelling podcast. Today is Sunday, July 27th of 2025. I'm your host, Chris Pierce, joined by my co-host, Ernest Gonzalez. Ernest, how you doing, bud?
Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energized here, drinking my favorite drink.
You could have been cool. You could have put chiral tea. How could you?
Yeah, no. This is better. This is better.
Chris
I love
tea.
me some Chris's tears,
Oh
man. There's an
man.
apostrophe after this, I promise.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, man, I'm about to rip into this game. No,
Let's get
I'm
it.
just
No,
kidding.
bro, let's get into it,
I'm just
brother.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Maybe.
So like, because I know you don't. I know there's no way you hate it. Because the only room for that would have been if you'd hated the first one.
Right, yeah. Because it's
So the
yeah, a
time to
lot of
mess
it
with me
is
would
the
have been
same.
there.
Yeah.
That would have been the
Right,
time. Because
yeah.
when we went into it, I was like, I have no idea. I will say I was not expecting you to give the first one a 9. I'm happy you did, of course. Happy you had a good time. But when we got in there, I was just with the second you said the 9, I was just like, oh, okay. Because it's so it. I love the franchise, but
Right.
it's an easy game to hate. It is 100.
It's
percent
it's a very much a hit or miss and
Yeah.
little gray area in there.
A lot of
Very
gray because
small.
it's just a gray
Right.
sky for most of the part. But yeah,
Fair.
but that is to say, we're going to be reviewing Death Stranding 2 on the beach. It is an abnormal day to be putting out this podcast. I will say this is probably going to be coming out Monday, possibly Tuesday. We're going to see. Um, but yeah, because it is the last week of Ernest having his son here before he joins the military or something. I only listen to half of what you say.
It's
Uh,
13.
I was younger than that when I joined the Navy, and I was just playing.
Nah,
Oh, but
um
that yes.
summer in person and then the rest of the time he's with his mom. So it's like gotta make the best of it, baby.
Oh,
Gotta
for
make
sure.
the best of it.
I definitely
I
get
won't
that.
cry right now. I won't
Oh
cry.
no,
I told
this would have
myself
been
I would.
amazing. All of a sudden, you just see earnest tears.
I'm like, how did he know?
I just
How
planned on
did he
making fun
know?
of your son. I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We already did the bathwater. I could do tears for you, bro. I
Oh
got you.
goodness. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely an understandable reason. Take the time with the family and whatnot. And this is honestly a big enough conversation to kind of take up. It's in the middle of it, 2 weeks here, before we come back with some things that we're gonna beat after this. And it's as of I think it was either yesterday or the day before. It's been a month since Death Stranding 2 has come out. Long game. Definitely understand if people haven't beaten
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Um, but
We
I
don't
will
get
say
like the pre-release copies of this shit. So
right,
we
we're
got to
not
do it a
there
little
yet.
bit
Y'all can
later.
help us with
Yeah.
that. But yeah, no.
Not that we're opposed to the idea, though.
Right.
Yeah. Look, I do
um,
have a shirt on. Just so
he
everybody knows.
does. He will sometimes
Right.
look like he's not wearing one, but he's covered. He's covered. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now it doesn't look like he is. But that is to say, spoiler alert. Not just because he's wearing clothes, but because we are going to be talking about essentially everything with Death Stranding. It has been out for a good while. Like I just said, it's been about a month.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't even want to picture what this conversation would be trying to avoid spoilers. So it's not a linear game, like
Yeah.
not really. There's points where it does get there, but it's just like,
'Cause
yeah, I don't want to
we'd
do
be
that.
able to talk about gameplay and pretty much none of the rest of it. Because,
Right, and sometimes
yeah.
even some of the gameplay leads to something. It's just no, we're not going to play
And
that.
just because so many of the aspects here are like connected to the gameplay, like affect your gameplay and
Right,
stuff, or at least like very much the experience.
yeah,
So yeah, just get out of here if you haven't played it yet, or
and go play it.
if you
Honestly,
don't care about spoilers, like yeah, feel free to chill. But
hell yeah.
yeah,
But Death Stranding 2 on the beach, it's a big one. It's a big one. It was my most anticipated game of the year. I've been clamoring for this thing since it was announced last year, where I was both happy and not well, not, it wasn't announced last year, but it was both happy and not happy about it being announced because I was just like, there's a reason you don't want sequels. You don't want these people brought back.
right,
And
right,
guess what happens off the rip, you motherfuckers?
you're right.
Immediately.
Oh man,
Oh man. But again, last chance. Spoiler warning. We're going all in on Death Stranding 2 as we review, as we give our scores and our thoughts, and just talk about this game, this experience. I knocked my mic a little bit. Just have a good time with
experience.
it.
Yeah.
Should we have connected? Big question there. But let's do it. let's do it, Ernest. Ernest,
Oh,
I don't know your overall thoughts. I don't know what your score is going to be. This is our first time really talking about it. Ernest,
yeah. We've
let's
saved it
we
for
have
this.
we have.
Yeah.
Also to be fair, like when we've hung out recently, like we watched movies and stuff, and it's like let's talk about that.
Right.
But
We always have something else to talk
we do,
about, you know.
we do,
Yeah.
100%. Um, but obviously, I said spoilers are open, but let's start off with some just on the top over the overhead thoughts of your overall experience, score, and let's get into it.
Mhm.
What do you got, man?
All right. So this game sucks.
Mine's
Mhm.
just water.
Just kidding. No, this thing is phenomenal. I will say it's as phenomenal as the first one. The way I felt about that. Feel free to go back and listen to that review. I think that one's audio only before
It
we
is.
got on
Yeah.
video, right? But Spotify and Apple,
Apple.
y'all know
Mhm.
what's up. Go find that. So but I really did enjoy the first game, and I feel like the easiest way to explain how much I enjoyed this game is just go back and listen to that because it is not in a bad way, very much the same as far as like gameplay and experience goes, only ramped up a little bit.
Mhm.
Because they really do a good job of like acting like you've been there before, first of all, like not ignoring that this is a sequel. It is very much like it feels, although there's a gap in time there and stuff like that, like
11 months.
it feels like it is pretty seamless of a transition from the second one into the first one, especially having just played the first one going into this. Like it feels like okay, like we're right back in it, baby.
Yeah.
Like there's no real, like I just praised Superman and Fantastic Four for doing this, and like
To drop you in.
not having to go through a whole origin story type situation all over again, and just like, hey, we respect you, the fan, and we know that you know what's up if you're here for the most part, right? That being said, I I think if you haven't played the first one, you should play the first one before getting in here,
Mhm.
and I feel like you wouldn't be missing out too much. Like, say you have to put it down for a little bit. I understand having to put a gap there because I'm glad I had a few months to like recoup from all the walking before I got back into it,
I
you know.
imagine. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, story wise, I really feel like the connection between Sam and Lou, it is really felt so much more if you are familiar with what they've been through before,
Right.
because they do give like a small recap. They give you an idea of the stuff that y'all have been through before, but
A lot's
especially
missed.
as the story
Yeah.
progresses, yeah. But but just knowing that connection, feeling that bond, like feeling like you're a part of it and stuff, because I think the first game did a really good job of making you just feel so incorporated into that relationship and like you're fostering it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the continuation of that and the abrupt cutoff of that is just so impactful. And I don't know if you can have really any kind of like greater motivation to go and do what you're doing in this game
Mhm.
than what happens there at the beginning. So as far as the transition goes, like I really felt just right at home, not only gameplay wise, but story wise as well. And and then where the story takes you is just so confusing but beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, Kojima, just as a whole, he's a madman. He's an
Yes.
insane person,
Yes.
and I appreciate him so much for it.
Nobody
Like
doing like
it
him
is,
right now.
it is just beautiful, chaotic genius going into this game, man. And yeah, I mean, I'm so high on the experience that I had with this game. I'm so happy that I took the time to play the first one coming into it, and just to, yeah, just grateful for the experience overall,
Hell yeah.
you know.
And what is your score, sir?
And my score is a 10 out of 10. I think this is
Damn.
a fantastic game,
Okay.
man. Like
Okay.
I I really don't. There was times going through it that my confusion with what the hell was going on in the story
Mhm.
made me feel like man, I I don't know if I like this right now, but it all
Yeah.
just comes full circle in the
It
end.
does.
he does a really good job of just layering that story in there, not telling you so much and leaving you in suspense with the characters of not
Mhm.
knowing. When something new is introduced, it can sometimes feel a little bit abrupt, but then it's made to feel like right at home
Right.
when you find out what's really going on, you know, and it's like, okay, that was necessary.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, all of that. And then with the gameplay, I had minor little things with the gameplay. Like
Mhm.
during a snowstorm, I would find myself just like clipping into the
Yeah.
same spot of a mountain because because I can't see what the hell's in front of me and stuff. And
Right.
it's like, oh, this is
Mountains are
frustrating, but it's
tough.
made
Yeah.
to be frustrating too. You know, like that's where the difficulty comes in this game, if
Yeah.
anything, to where I otherwise feel like the game was pretty easy for the most part.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those mountains, man, fuck. But yeah, just the overall experience, man. Like I said, I really feel like what they did was take the first one, everything that was good about it, and just enhance and add and not over add.
Right.
And it because it really does feel like a continuation of the same game. So I think it's done flawlessly. Yeah, it's great.
So before I get into my thoughts,
Yeah.
um, and don't, I'm just curious because you did not give Expedition 33 a 10. So I'm curious, is
Mm.
this now your game of the year, or it's completely fine to have a score lower be your game of the year? I'm not saying you can't because I'm actually about to
Right.
get in that for myself. But go on. I was just curious.
Um, I I like Expedition 33 more.
Okay.
I think I like came away with a because I'm talking about the experience here and everything.
Right.
Like my
Right.
experience with Expedition 33 I'm probably more fond of it
Uh-huh.
and feel like more connected to it and stuff. But
Uh-huh.
just the way that this game is manufactured as a whole,
Gotcha.
looking at the full picture, I
It's
really
definitely a
feel like
bigger game. Yeah.
it's a masterwork, you know, but,
Right.
like, I'm rooting for Expedition 33,
I got you.
honestly.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
was just curious. I was just curious because
yeah.
I will say you scored it higher than I was expecting again. I just don't know where you are with Death Stranding anymore. I guess
It's
ever.
yeah, I well, and because you love to tease me so much about the things I love, so, like, I
Appreciate it.
gotta get in where I fit in, baby,
There you
like,
go.
I gotta get it in.
Yeah.
I gotta tease you about something,
Oh, for
and
sure.
I know Kojima is always a soft spot for
Oh,
it,
easily.
but, but I'm a huge Kojima fan as well.
Right.
Like I said, it's like mad genius shit
Yep.
that he's putting out here, and I've always appreciated his style
Hell yeah.
and what he puts out here. Like I've yet to really have anything that I was not a fan of.
Right.
So yeah, man, yeah,
Okay.
this stuff to me is great. Like that is with saying though that this is I just fit in the niche like so well
Right. Again,
here, you
it's
know,
not going to be
like
for
I can
everybody
do
for
this.
sure.
Right, right. Like anybody that gives this a 7 out of 10, something like that, like
Yeah.
acknowledging that this isn't your type of game, like I totally get that, you
Yeah.
know. Because it would be really easy for me to put it down there like if I wasn't cool with walking across the continent. So,
Right. You are going to be walking
right.
a lot. Yeah. And I,
Mhm,
honestly, again, I was
mhm.
just curious because here I am. Here I am, my most anticipated game of the year. I'm about to say some things that are like very, very high praise. I will say because I love this game.
Right.
After they released the director's cut of the, because I've been in Death Stranding this world 3 times now. Base game, director's cut, and now here. And original game, I gave it 8 out of 10. Director's cut, it upped it to 9. And after this, and having my time to think about it, I'm at 9.5 with this game. And I'm gonna get into where I'm a little lower on some of those points. Bear in mind, 9.5 baby is just right there. It's just right there. Sometimes I look at my mic like it's the camera. I should get just a camera over there. um, but
That should be your count, just
yeah.
looking at.
um, but dude, like, no, it's I love this game. I love this world. There is a part of me that came into this thinking, and it's very, very possible. I know some people have some thoughts on the ending there, and we'll talk about that when we get there. About like, will we get more Death Stranding after this? I do say, if you look at the numbers, he's in his 60s. He already has 2 games in the works. that are not done yet.
He's
Um,
already preparing for when he
for
passes and stuff
preparing
like
for when
that.
he
Like,
leaves. And to be
yeah,
fair, it could still happen after that and whatnot.
yeah, and we hope
Yeah,
it does.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
If
Yeah,
it's in the works or whatnot. But I'm just saying there is a also on the chance of it like continuing. This is still a very good stopping point and a very understandable last entry in this franchise if it is. And part of me came into this being like, I I'm not ready to say goodbye to this world yet. And I'm going to be very vulnerable during this because no joke, I cried a lot during this game, and not necessarily just because sad things were happening.
right.
Just, so opening game, oh, when you start the game,
Yeah,
you see you've seen the clip of it when the game it's like in the tech demo. Like when you first see the first trailer for Death Stranding 2, that whole part of him looking out on the mountainside and everyone's like, "Oh my God." Yeah, that's the start of the game. That's
yeah.
the start of the game. And now a song that's gonna be ingrained in the back of my brain forever is a song called Minus 61 by Woodkid. And yeah,
It's good.
I the second he started, the second we see those landscapes, tears. I didn't start like crying, but my eyes watered and I got tears. And I was just like,
Right, right. Because it's like you're like awe stricken by
100%.
that shit, right?
Yes. And
Like
also
in
that
the
baby just looks so
leading up
real.
to that, I
Yeah.
think it's leading up to that where it's going over like all of these different
Yeah.
landscapes and stuff
Very
like
much
this,
like the
right?
first game where it's like an
And
opening. Yeah.
it's really tough for me to tell if that's computer
I
generated or if
know.
that's just
I
actual
know.
shots,
And I
and
don't
that just
know.
really speaks to how beautiful this game
Hell yeah.
is and its scenery and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. This is
Yeah,
the
man.
most beautiful game I've played. It just, I've never, what is this? I'm not on,
Like a
we're not on a PS5
technical
Pros.
marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, right, right,
Right,
right,
yeah,
right.
we're on
We're on
regular fucking
PS5
PS5s.
regular.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, new TVs come out all the time. I'm sure there's something that like just came out last week and it's like the best thing. So like we haven't gotten a new TV in like at least a year. I don't know when you got yours. Like, and it's still just is like, oh my God. Am I walking on rock?
Yeah.
Norman, do you need me to get you out of the TV, sir? Uh, but literally, dude,
Some poltergeist shit,
hell
yeah.
of an opening. Because as much crap as I talk about it, Evil Dead Rise has a incredible opening and title card.
I
And
love that movie.
this is not necessarily a title card. It doesn't just spread open Death Stranding 2 or whatever.
Right, right.
But it's the opening. And I was just like, it's an instant iconic moment for me. And an instant beautiful, just like, we're here. We're in this world again. And it felt like for me, and I have it written down here, because I did not replay Death Stranding when you went through it. So when this loaded in and I saw the landscapes and it was kind of doing the little tutorial thing of the controls going through the thing, for me it's like when Light touched the Death Note and remembered everything about being Kira. I was just like, oh
Yeah,
my God, I am
yeah.
Sam Porter Bridges.
Like riding a bike, right?
Right, right.
Right.
But you don't actually have a vehicle; you're just walking, so you are the bike.
Not till later, but
Not
sooner in the game, which
one
I'm
hundred
happy
percent,
about.
one
Yeah.
hundred percent.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that opening is gonna be. I can't think of one in the last decade that just stuck with me like that. It's way too early for me to say ever, but it's one. It's up
Right.
there for me. Um, but this game is incredible. I did spend, and I'm not super proud of this. I beat the game at 100 hours and 40 minutes. And then I stopped playing the game at 121 hours and 30 minutes. It's insane. And I still have one trophy, but I had to stop because I was no lifing. I was I literally got to the point where I fed Sam the crypto bite things when he woke up from his nap and I was like, "Oh, I haven't eaten. I need to eat." And when you realize, because I spent a whole day on just trying to max out, that's the worst trophy. It's not going to be the one people tell you is the worst. It's the worst trophy. Trying to max out every base or structure, whatever they're called. Um, I spent a whole day, and when I say a whole day, I played from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and I knocked out two of I think it was the 13 I needed because I have 11 left, and I was just like, okay, we're done for a
So
little
it
while.
it feels like to get that plat, you're headed toward, I mean, if that's
Yeah,
the scale that we're going off of, you're headed towards like 200 hours. Yeah.
something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen people do it less. And I do wonder because no one's gonna admit to it. Because until I watched videos for it today, I never knew how the skip boss thing worked. Um, other than you can just leave. So, other than story bosses, obviously. And there were plenty of times I'm like, bro, I'm in the middle of a delivery. I gotta go,
Yeah.
and I just
Yeah.
skipped.
Yeah.
But if you die enough, it does give you the option to pretend that you beat the boss, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. That's great. But it lessens your score. And dude, I went so long with just those S's. But all tangents aside, I love this game. The gameplay, I know. It's gonna be so weird. This is my favorite gameplay of the year. It's so addicting to me. It's so rewarding. I love, and I know Justin's gonna be turning in his grave. He's not dead. I love that just little
It's
that
where he
screen that's just
sleeps.
telling me my score and how what I did right and everything, man. It just
Oh
feels
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It just feels good. He's playing a home mobile game that has that at the end of each one of his little activities. It's just funny.
And because like it does have you going out of your way to like be a better porter.
It
Like I
does.
was doing my best to
It does.
not slip in the water, not only
Right.
because it's going to make this more difficult, but because it's going to affect my score at the end.
Yeah.
So I
100%.
feel like it is effective in like having me go a certain way
Mhm.
about delivering for sure.
Exactly. And like the other
Yeah.
thing is going from Death Stranding one to this, whether it be director's cut or base game, you get so much more from your deliveries this time around. Because yeah, you built up your score and whatnot when you made your deliveries, but
Mhm.
literally it's more of an RPG thing. You're not allocating your points or whatnot, but it's just you're actively leveling up parts about you, and you can literally see it as you're using these
Yeah.
things. Um, I
Like the skill tree and stuff
yeah
like that, and
yeah yeah yeah.
the likes and stuff feeding into that,
Yep.
like yeah, the initiative is even more for
It's
sure.
incredible. And then not only
Right.
that, when you're maxing out these people, when you're maxing out these it's not relationships, but it is
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
bond or whatever. Um for the majority, some of these I give a big old middle finger, but a majority of these you get really good stuff. Like you get
Right.
really good stuff. The second
Like equipment wise, you're giving them the middle
equipment,
finger.
like
Okay.
whether it be weapons, whether it be gear you're putting on, because I the second I unlocked my first one, I never went without I forgot what they're called, the thing you put on your legs. um
Oh yeah, the skeleton.
yeah, skeleton, that's right.
Right.
And then once, because there's different types of them, once I unlocked the one that is just built for getting through terrain better, I was like, baby, you and me, rest of the game.
Yeah.
You're,
Yeah.
it's
I
good.
did miss the speed a little bit, but those are the ones that I
Right,
kept
and
on
I
the
get
rest of the
that. I
time
get
too. Yeah.
that. But when you're in those mountains, but you just need them.
Right. And
You
then once
just
you get out of the mountains, like I'm not gonna carry around an extra skeleton to like switch out. Like I'm not.
right. Because I
The
mean, at that
cargo
point, just find a
management in this
vehicle.
thing,
But yeah,
like I mean I'm playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 right
yeah,
now, and I definitely feel that RPG element of like, okay, what do I need to keep on me and what do I need to put in storage type situation? And I mean, this is the epitome of that for
right.
sure. Like, I
Yeah, it
mean,
has to
the
be.
name of the game is cargo,
Right.
absolutely. but
100%.
like
100%.
yeah, man, it definitely you end up in some sticky situations for not having the right piece of equipment
Yep.
like at the right place at the right time. And that's where a lot of the difficulty of the game comes in as well,
Right.
um,
But they've
as
alleviated
opposed
so
to like
much because bullets
combat stuff
don't
like that.
automatically kill people anymore. Um, I didn't even know this again until I looked up stuff today. You can switch all your non-lethal weapons to lethal. That is an option.
Oh yeah,
And you
but
can
why would I do
accidentally,
that though?
right, because you can
Yeah.
cause a void out. You can literally cause a
Right.
void out, and you're gonna get like minus, because it's one of the things you get negative likes for. And it's like 2 billion or something like that, because it's just like, oh my
Does
god,
that wipe that part of the map?
that I don't know. I don't think anyone actually has tried that.
Yeah, or would it just be like a
It
game
wiped.
over
It did
reset
what?
situation?
Oh, maybe it did game
Uh,
over. I don't know. I should have watched the whole thing, because they just bring it up in the video of like things you may have missed in Death Stranding, and then they just move on. I don't know.
because I mean, there's so many games that try to be like, oh, like we murder's bad, so we're not gonna have it in our game, and
Right.
these are just paintballs and they're knocked out or whatever. But
Mm.
like, there's such a good reason for it
100%. It's part
narratively,
of the lore. It's part of the
right?
lore. You don't want to kill people, and you will meet a faction that is like, oh, we're gonna kill you. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
they don't give a damn. Like
and
void outs, what? Who cares?
right. And
Yeah.
the minute you hear about them, because they come in a bit later, um, if you've been with Death Stranding for a little bit here, know that first game, know where we're at now, seeing the repercussions. It's kind of like. a chill down your spine when you hear about this, because you go
Mhm.
so long about every, like, because like even like the whoever the mules are now, I think they're still mules. Even they are using rubber bullets because they just want your loot. They just want your cargo. They don't want to end their existence and everyone else's. But when
Yeah.
you meet this other group, it's just like, oh, they taking everyone out. Like this is
Right.
so
Right.
nice.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
bro. Oh, bro. Um, but yeah, dude, this game is something special. This game is incredible. I am really, really happy after this that we're getting a movie, we're getting an anime adaptation. Like I love, even if it's a retelling of the same story, like because part of me, like it, and this is because I obviously kind of got addicted to it. It like literally hurt a little bit my heart when I had to like uninstall. I was like, we're not doing this anymore. We're stopping. Because I love the world. I love the vibe. I love the atmosphere. Like Kojima's the only person I can go to in games that's really going to put me on whole new playlists of music. And like it's insane.
The music in this game is just so well curated,
So good.
like, because it has variety and it has
So
bangers,
much
bro,
variety. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and just music appropriate to certain situations too.
Yep.
Like there was certain landscape where I'm like, oh, I need something poppy right now. We're going with the what's it called, virus,
Oh, I think it's
pop
Pop
virus.
Virus. Yeah, 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 yeah.
My goodness, that
Banger.
I love
Banger.
that song. That's even like my favorite song of the year. Like,
Okay. Banger. No, dude, it's
it's like
great.
at the top of my Spotify
So
list.
good.
Like but there's just so much that differentiates from the way I was feeling in that situation compared
Yeah.
to like going through these mountains. Like I need to listen to this song before I cross this red line real quick and have it pop back up when I get back when
Hell
I
yeah, man.
restore this area or whatever it is. Like, yeah, man. Oh, there's so what is it, churches
Churches, another
is
banger. They were
so like
they have original
they
music for the games.
they're so good,
And they're
so good. Like
also, if you
judging off
don't know,
like
the
what's
Animal
in here.
Shelter, that's them. That's
Yeah,
the band.
that's them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, why is there three of them and they don't all really talk? And it's like, oh, okay, I get it.
It's a
Like
group.
we work
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, yeah, yeah.
And now that we're on that, because I love you, Ernest. I love you. And I gave you crap for, because I like when you beat Death Stranding 1, I gave you crap for not having the trophy for peeing. And so now I'm going to give you a little crap. How did you not deliver one animal to the animal shelter?
I did.
I didn't see it marked on there.
I delivered the one that's part of the story.
It's not the same thing. That's the kangaroo in the fire, which is great. But
because
yeah,
because to pick that animal up, I have to drop everything else, and I
no,
was never in a good situation to drop all my
I
stuff
understand that. I completely get
and
that.
pick up an animal and go do that instead.
Their lives
That's
matter.
why. But I would see them and I'd be like, "Oh man, like maybe I'll come back for you." And then I'm like, "Nope, got to get them stars up, baby. See you later,
And the
koala in
thing
the
is,
fire."
you don't
Like,
actually, because you can share your cargo. You can put something out to be delivered by somebody else. If you do that with
right.
the animals, like the animal will be there waiting for you at their terminal to turn it in, which is very forgiving, which is great. Um, but I loved it because one of the things, because in any game I'm really, really into, I do like a goodbye
I
tour
also
before I leave it. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say I also didn't pee in this one, but keep going.
I did because I really wanted to see if Dollman would say something. He doesn't.
Put that away, Sam.
Somebody had to cut. Somebody managed because sometimes when because he talks, Dollman talks. I
Mhm.
don't know if it was after they took out a camp or they beat a BT, but it right after that the person started peeing. And as that's happening, Dollman's responding to the action that Sam did before and being like, "What a show! I've never been front row for such a spectacle," and it's great. That's how you do it. That's quality content there.
But
Um,
I'm sorry to
no, you're
interrupt.
good. You're good. No, you're
Yeah.
you're completely fine. But when I get really into a game, like I'm like really invested in the world, and I'm like not looking forward to leaving it. I do like a goodbye tour of some of my favorite spots, and I went to go say goodbye. I started saying goodbye to all the animals. I sent a lot of animals back to the animal shelter. But like you can go lay out in the field and the animals will not 100% come up to you, but you'll just have them kind of roaming around. I had a kangaroo come and lay down next to me. I felt bad for some of them not having any likes. I was like, who's not liking my fucking badger, bro? Like, what are you doing? Who's coming here and not liking my badger? But it's such a nice thing implemented there that it doesn't have to be. But I mean, it makes sense at the same time because we know that Death Stranding impacts it's the world, it's the planet. Like it's going to impact more than humans, and to have an animal part of that and like to have a little special place where we can save the animals, I absolutely loved. Especially for Australia. I will say, I think I sent you the video. I didn't know there were koalas. Like I know there's actually koalas in Australia, but in the game, you would have to like shoot them with a trank dart to have them fall out of the tree, and then that's
Yeah.
no idea. I had no clue. I wasn't looking up there, so that's on me.
Yeah, I just used MP bullets. No, I'm just kidding.
You son of a bitch! How could you? Dude,
Yeah.
but speaking on that, I love because we talked about how like it's automatically non-lethal. You can use it on anybody. You'd
Mhm.
have to go out of your way to make that not a thing. Um, on the other end of that, you really were limited on what you could use on BTs in that first game. Like you had your blood grenades. You do end up getting a gun you can use later on, but even that takes a little bit. And I want to say maybe there's one other thing other than that, but you don't in this game, almost every weapon you can use on a person, you see a little indicator being like, you can also use this on a BT. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
great. That's
We
easy
just
to
coat
use.
the motherfucker in blood or whatever
Right.
it is, you know? Like,
Right, right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And it's awesome. It's so
And that is
handy.
not Sam's blood anymore is a nice touch as well.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dude, he's got to be like extra tired now
How are
because
we
of
not
this,
paying
you
him for
know?
every drop? I don't know.
Right, right. Yeah. But they
He's
found a
owed
way to
so much
manufacture
money.
that stuff. Like,
He's owed so much for what he's done for not only the country, but the world. Holy crap.
he he should be the most highly regarded man
He
like
should.
in the world for
Right.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
There's a reason he was requested to speak. Well, we already know the reason it was being requested by the president at the beginning of the first game. But oh man, Sam, Sam. Let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about these characters. Ernest, do you have a favorite character?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
is
I
it?
do. Rainy, easy.
It has nothing to do with her
Absolutely.
character. I'm just kidding. No, she's great. She's very
Yes,
cool.
it does. No, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's wonderful. And just, but like, I appreciate that for somebody that just, I mean, and there's a beginning part there where she's being introduced and you're showing some of her memories
Yeah.
that, yeah, she's very down. She's a
Hmm.
very like in a tough spot
She's been
and
through some
just
stuff.
not
Yep.
feeling so great, not feeling very trusting and things like this. But for the most part throughout this game, she is just for being rainy and being able to make it rain. She's just a fucking ray of sunshine, man.
She is.
And like, I appreciate that so much about her character. The way that she takes care of what
Tomorrow.
are we calling her? Lou?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, yeah. When she takes care, Lou being the baby and Tomorrow being the
Yeah,
adult
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
makes sense in my head. But like, yeah, the way like she like nurtures that relationship and teaches her
Right.
things and stuff like
It
that, and
teaches
just
you.
comes
It
out
quizzes you. Yeah.
and just like there's two times throughout the story where she comes out at a critical moment and makes it rain,
Yep.
and they are and the music that goes with it and just the scenery and seeing those fires go out and everything is just oh dude, that's my awe
Yeah.
inspired parts of the game for me, you know. Like I definitely felt it too. Especially in the part that you were talking about before
Oh,
where you're running over that mountaintop for the first time, and when it zooms out you can hit R3 to like zoom out
yeah.
and you run a little bit wonky but it's
It's
beautiful.
huge. It's
And
beautiful.
and that I feel like those were the moments for me where I was like, this game is just a technical marvel, you
100%.
know. Like it is just
100%.
beautiful, and
It's
like
gorgeous.
that's one of my prime examples of like how the music goes with the game so
Yeah.
well, and like the score is so beautifully placed. Like there's just so many times with Rainy where I was like, that's my favorite, absolutely. Like so,
Rainy is great.
yeah, yeah, easily my favorite. But I also just her situation is so difficult, man.
Yeah.
Like I have been around a lot of pregnancies in my life, whether it was like my own child or my sister has 4 kids, you know, things
I
like
didn't know she
this,
had
like
four.
friends,
Damn.
family,
Yeah.
things. And it's difficult enough to be a woman, but like a lot of that is because of pregnancy too.
Yeah.
Like, man, that shit is not easy from
Right.
what
And she's
I've
stuck in
seen, you
that
know?
state. Yeah.
and she's just constantly like for pregnancy,
Right.
and the way that
And not knowing what's
she's
going on
still
inside. Yeah.
right, and to have like a you call me woke or whatever, fucking like having like a powerful pregnant woman out there is like really cool to see,
Is
you
she
know?
powerful?
Huh?
How is she powerful?
Yeah, she can make it rain. She's practically Storm from the
Just kidding.
X-Men.
Uh, so she's like she's Storm, but with only one ability. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Leave
um,
out the lightning part. It's a big deal,
oh, it
man.
is a big deal. No,
And then
I was
because
saying,
like and then because like her rain makes everything grow like the opposite
right.
of the time. What's it called? Time
Timefall.
drift?
Timefall.
Time fall.
Timefall. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
It like rejuvenates, whereas we have Tomorrow, who's able to. Well, she works it out. No, and she does
Mhm.
just kind of age everything. When she's
Right.
working it out, she just is able to like
She
not do it.
controls it
Right.
after a while. Right,
Um,
yeah.
and I will say for me, so I kind of have two answers because I have one person that I like was my favorite character introduced that we're delivering stuff to
Mhm.
because they're like their own bracket of character, and then I have my favorite person on the ship. My favorite person on the ship was Tomorrow. Everything involved with her, I love because I didn't guess it. I'm not going to say I guessed it. As the game went on, I had suspicions. But before the game even came out, the number one fan theory I was saying was I think Tomorrow is Lou, and I love that like
That's
people were
fucking
putting it
crazy.
together. People were putting it together, and like when you look back on it, I mean it's Kojima. Like Tomorrow's in your hands was like one of the marketing for it, and like the whole like those "Who am I" little things were Elle Fanning's face and everything, and it's just like why would I need to know who you are? And then
I didn't put that part together.
this is
That's
all
crazy.
after the fact. Again, I didn't
Yeah.
know during. Um, but then the other thing is, and this is like the number one reason. This is the first thing I thought of when I heard her name. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow should be hope. Because if you have something, if tomorrow's coming, you have a reason to keep going. You know,
Mhm.
what is part of that hope is that there's going to be a future, and what is the future if not like our children, and that would be Lou, and it all just kind of ties together, and like it's not in your face, but when you know, it is like Kojima screaming at you, just like with the DHV Die Hardman's vessel.
Oh my
It's just like,
god, that's the stupidest shit of
no, I
all
think that's
time.
hilarious. I love it
It's
because the
so
wink at the
dumb.
camera sold me. Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
Oh my goodness, dude. Oh, we're gonna talk about Die Hardman plenty here in a minute, but I love Tomorrow. I love her abilities. Yes, her tie up being Lou and what we get with her at the end, which I totally understand. A lot of people are like, maybe we do get another game where we get to play as her. And I do imagine that would be like in the future, you know, because I assume maybe Sam's not around or any. I don't know. Can he die of old age? That's a question. Because he
I,
still
I
ages,
I would hope
obviously.
so.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
I
Yeah,
guess
because
we'd have the
he's
answer. Yeah.
yeah, they do they, gray him up a little bit
For
here.
sure.
There is
And
he's
then you
not like
die, and you get the choice to
he's not
die.
like Snake
Yeah.
in 4 or anything, but
Right.
like,
Definitely
you
not.
know, yeah, there's some age there.
Uh, um, but I do wonder because obviously it'd be a gameplay overhaul. Like it's not gonna, she's not gonna be just delivering. She has the ability to do all these different things.
Right.
And then on top of that, because I was wondering, because we see her in the full Porter gear at the end of the game,
Mhm.
which it's awesome. I love that final shot and that like just her looking at the plate gate, so cool. And I was like, I screenshotted it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to share this for months. But just like this is great. Um, but I'm just like, because we know how our power works. Like
Mhm.
I understand the joke, everybody, but she'd be taking those shoes off to use her shit, you know? Once you scanned by Kojima, you own by Kojima, you know. But I do wonder, like in that loop, like do you would she just constantly have to like, oh, I have to fight. Hold on, unzip, get ready. She's fully covered in that
Nah,
outfit.
man,
I don't know.
because they found a way around that they've been using like throughout this game. It's like, oh, we scientifically found a way around it.
There
We,
you
we
go.
created boots that will let her use her power
It
like
is in the
through her
future as
feet
well,
or
so
whatever.
very possible.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
very fair.
But but yeah, like, and you brought up this point to me that a lot of people were complaining about it, and it's something that I thought was going to happen as well. Is that when we get to that point, I thought we were gonna take over with her for like
Yeah,
the new game plus, like in a
Red Dead.
like a Red Dead
Yeah,
2 type situation or a Red Dead type situation.
Either
I
one,
guess they
yeah,
did
yeah,
it
yeah.
in both games. Yeah, and that would have been so cool.
It would be
But
cool
if this does continue, like that's the direction that I would want it to go as well, is
for
to
sure.
like not that I don't like playing as Sam.
I think we got a really
It
good closing chapter with Sam here.
right,
Like he can
right.
still
So like
exist, but like he
right.
shouldn't be the focal point. And also like let him rest, you know? Like he's done
Yes.
it. He's done the thing. He's done it. Yeah.
And maybe you could even give him some more lines in the next game because of it. So
Nah, that's too much. Nah, yeah, yeah. He's definitely like he's your like it's weird that Link from Zelda has more lines than him. No, I'm just, I'm just playing. But no, yeah, 100%. Definitely your silent protagonist. Sometimes he doesn't emote as much as you would think most people would. But if you're used to the world, if you've been with Sam since the beginning here, I do think everything the way he reacts, the way he does everything, it's in character. Like that's just him. Like I don't,
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, he's just like a real docile
100%.
type dude. And but I don't know if that's the word to use because sometimes he's like really angry and he's just as silent. Sometimes he's excited, stuff like that. Even when he sings, like he doesn't seem all that into it
Like
either.
his soul is just literally deadpan. There's just like it's just not gonna really spike in one way or the other. It'll get a little warmer or a little colder depending on the situation. Um, he didn't even really like he wasn't like screaming or nothing when he was just burning alive. But at the same time, I'm like I just felt bad for him there. I just like that's
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
And
No,
like
yeah.
the first
And
time
I
he comes
attributed
back
that
from
to
that,
just he's doing his best to just
right?
fight through this. So like the grit of it makes sense for him to
Yeah.
just be like grunting and stuff.
Yep,
But
yep, yep.
yeah, no, I'd be screaming like a little girl,
Same.
100%.
And like
Yeah,
in the first moment where he comes back from being burned, like cause it's like, okay, he's back, we're good. And the fire starts like I was like, oh
yeah, yeah.
no, bro.
And because he had oh shit, what's his name?
Higgs?
Higgs, thank you. I was gonna say Briggs. That's a different game. Um Higgs threatens it before when they're having that showdown like in the warehouse
Yep.
and it's and he's like, I could just, you're a
Repatriate.
repatriate. I could just keep bringing you back and fucking you up, man. And I would love to see you just stuck in that circle.
Yep.
And then but I didn't think he was going to go and do it after that.
And he did. He
Like he
absolutely
really
did.
came through with that promise. Yeah. He is not one for empty threats for
Not at
sure.
all. And like
Yeah.
everything with so we talked about our favorite characters. I do
Right.
think as of right now, because again, it's wild to think we still have some potential bangers on the way. But right now, this game has my favorite performance of the year. And it does have my favorite Troy Baker performance of the year. And it is
Troy
him.
Baker.
He's
Yeah.
incredible.
Maybe my favorite Troy Baker
That's
performance.
what I'm saying too. Yeah, it's incredible.
Period, which is saying a lot, right?
Oh,
Because
right. He's in everything.
he's in everything and he's really good in
Right.
everything.
Right.
So I
But
mean,
he just
but
lets loose here.
man, oh my
Lets loose.
god,
Whether he's
yes,
being like maniacal or whatnot, or dude, he gets this whole monologue that kind of gave me vibes of Conquest being like, I am so lonely. It is so
and the
good.
weather's like
Yeah.
changing behind him and all that.
Yep,
Oh
yep.
my god, it's so
If
good.
Kojima's great,
Yes,
he's great at many things, but dude, he's gonna give you some shots. He's gonna give you some
yeah,
beautiful shots there. And yeah, dude, Higgs incredible, and like to the point where I fucking hated him. Again, not performance wise. I was just like,
right.
dude,
No, the
I hate him.
character,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Oh man,
Because he deserves to be hated.
he deserves to be
Absolutely.
hated.
Yeah.
Like he's
I don't like the
terrible.
H word. I try not to use the H word like just in life,
Himalayas.
but like every once in a while there's a character that comes along stupid. There's a character that comes along that is just deserving of it and there's
Yeah,
there's nothing else to use it like, man, yeah, he's a real bastard. He's a real
100%.
bastard.
And like the other thing to point out, because I didn't realize there's a whole cover of it. You can listen to it if you listen to the soundtrack of the game. He has a whole song in this game. And we love that. We love that. If you listen to our Baldur's Gate 3 review, I forgot the name of the villain. It's the devil.
Yes.
But when he
The
starts
devil dude.
singing, it's just like, oh man.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. He sings his own theme song. He's Shawn Michaels. He's Big Show. So
Right.
yeah.
So that
Yeah,
guy's Shawn
man.
Michaels. But here we do have him covering what's called BB's theme. which you do have a few covers of this going through here. And he's like, "I'll be by your side," and he's just burning our boy alive, dude. It's incredible in like the
And
worst way.
to use that song that's so
Yeah.
like it's so nice to hear throughout, and he
Mhm.
does it in such like a haunting way.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good. And this is what I was talking about when I was saying like everything including the music feels like it's a big part of like the
Oh
story
yeah.
or gameplay and stuff like that. This is a prime example
Yeah.
of that whole scene, but like the aftermath of that scene too, like with them coming through and saving him, and then you get that group hug on the floor.
Mhm.
Like it is so nice, it is so beautiful. I think we have pretty much the same screenshot, but mine's at night and yours is during the
Right,
day.
but that's also like a neat
Yeah,
thing because like
the time cycle just overall.
there is a way to actually I was like there is a way to like make it daytime or nighttime, but at the same time
Right.
like it just goes. You're in a
Yeah.
living world, and that kind of stuff is awesome. It's very cool. But yeah, we got the same picture because literally, it's very much like spoilers for Thunderbolts. The thing I love about Thunderbolts is it doesn't really end in like a big fight with the final big bad. They hug it out.
Right.
And
Right.
like, and I know that might sound, if you don't watch the whole movie, that might sound weird, but like, it makes sense. It really focuses in on the characters and what they've all been through and how they relate to each other. And we kind of get a moment similar to that right here. And
Yeah.
dude, all these people have been through something. Like
Where
Tomorrow
like
doesn't
it
even know what she's been through yet. Like, it's
but
just,
it's traumatic, but
yeah,
it's traumatic.
100%.
But
100%.
yeah, like more not so much defeating the big bad like you said, but more just like completing that bond that's
Yeah,
been being built, going from like team to family type
right.
situation.
And like,
Right,
dude,
right.
it happens twice. But when we get the fights between Tomorrow and Higgs, I'm like, yes, what a badass bitch. Like she's so good. She's
She's
kicking
so
his
dope.
ass. Yeah, she
Right.
just whoops him. Obviously, second fight, it's a little bit more like back and forth. But
Yeah.
dude, so cool
She's
because
been
she just
watching some
jumps off
tape.
that bike. Right, right, right.
Yeah.
She just jumps
Yeah.
off that bike. She just dives in. We accept that there's a whale where she's at because she's able to travel through beaches, and
Yeah.
boom. And then, dude, it's just so good, and it's wild to me. Like, what a year for first time game performances! Because we just had Charlie Cox,
Right.
who still is referring to video games as computer games, and is blowing my mind. Live
It's
your
just
life, Charlie. Live your life.
yeah, different world, man.
But
Different
then we
world.
have Elle Fanning
Mm.
here, obviously a bit more on the younger side. I think she's like 26, 20 something. And this is her first game performance. This is her first time doing mocap or anything, and I think she kills it. She absolutely kills it. But what a like, because Kojima has to do stuff, and like she's like the superhero here, bro. Like it's just like I'm
Mhm.
like, dude, play the next time on Dragon Ball Z. It's just, oh man, she's Goku
No,
showing up to
yeah.
save the day,
She's
man.
she's a ninja for sure, bro. Like
Absolutely,
she's a
absolutely.
badass. She's an
And
absolute badass.
and it's that's and as you pointed out, the big twist at the end. Well, one of them. We have a lot of twists here. She's Lou.
Like a lot.
She is
Right.
Lou, and like there because handling this but in certain people's hands, this could be just the most dog shit thing. But Kojima is able to do something that is just insane to me, where he's able to balance absurdity with heart. And oh my god, does
Right.
he do it so well?
Because when the idea is first introduced, like, oh dude, she's Lou.
Yeah,
I'm like, I was thinking, I was like, this is dog shit.
right.
This is stupid. Like, why? How? Like, why couldn't she just be somebody else or so?
But
Like,
Kojima fans
how is
always
she Lou,
wait.
dude?
We wait to see.
And then yeah, and then you wait and see, and the way they like, okay, so fragile was
Skip the fragile part for now because we're gonna have to talk about that because I do not think that 100% works. But go on.
right, right. Her okay, so yeah, tomorrow Lou being left in that in between world where
Right,
we're fighting these villains, even
right.
from the first one, because I feel like it's the same Nirvana.
Fucking Neil Vana. That's the
Yeah,
worst. That's the worst name for me.
yeah, that's worse than podcast, man. But
That's why you did it. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. Oh, that's beautiful.
that's what he would name me.
That
That's what
is
he would
true.
name me.
That is true.
100%. So
That's great.
um but the her getting left there in that middle world and being kind of like, I guess time is different in there. So she
Yeah.
grew up, and then her coming out the other side. I was almost upset that it made sense. Like,
So that's the
why
thing about
does
this
this
game.
make
The
sense?
story is much more cohesive than the first, and it does help that you
Right,
have the active lore index thing going on, where you're able to just, oh, this is a new term. Let's go look at that, which is great. It's
right.
awesome. I think the first time, at least that I can
I love when
remember of it,
games do that.
Final Fantasy 16 did it, and it was a really big
Yes.
win there, and it's great. More games should do it, especially if you have lore like this. But so it's not just a separate world altogether. She's left on a beach. She's left on the beach that is composed of those 4,000 lives that were taken in that void out, and one of them happens to be Nirvana, and he is the one who kind of takes charge of her, keeps Lou safe there in that world. I promise you, if you haven't played it and you're listening to us, you're doing yourself a disservice. Just go play
Yeah.
it.
No, this is something you can't be
You gotta
told
see
this
it. You
story.
gotta see it
Right.
because I mean, and
Yeah.
when you go through it, it makes sense. But my only issue with that part, because what happens is Fragile forgets, because what she does is she manages to separate her soul from her body, her ha and her ka, and because of that separation, there's a forgotten, like, oh, what did I do? So she just thinks she tried to warp
Like
Lou away.
something that the Ha did that the Ka didn't
Right.
remember or whatever,
And
or vice versa. One of those.
because she doesn't know where because the soul takes the Lou away, the body thinks that she failed the jump. She caused Lou to die. Understandable. So from what you see here. Um and then when you get towards the end, because we're getting to the point where the worlds are merging, things are connected. We have a plot that was just forming with a hive mind and then immediately got foiled, which I respect greatly. Where in that moment where we're connecting with the other worlds, but also managing to keep our own separate path, they kind of that's where it gets weird because I don't necessarily know
Oh,
where they
that's where.
well, no, it's all weird. Sorry,
No, I'm
but
just
like
kidding.
in terms of like so many parts do end up making sense because you don't
Right.
even have to think too hard about it. But when
But in terms
other
of like being cohesive throughout.
right, because
Right,
it
right.
just feels like her remembering what she does at that moment is a plot convenience, and that is one thing I do like. I'm like,
It does feel a little M. Night Shyamalan in
right,
that, like, in that moment of like, but the for me it's like, okay, it's one story beat out of all of these that could have been just made no sense for
right,
for them to
right.
make
Yeah,
this much sense out of it. Makes so much like it makes such an impact
yeah,
on my judgment of it. I want to excuse that one thing of like, oh, by the way, there's this one thing that's just
yeah.
convenient
And I
for
will
me.
say that
Like,
one thing did
okay,
make me
I'll
bring
give
it
you
down to that
this.
point five.
Right, right.
Because since you said it, I will say I don't know if he does it in the first one. Obviously, Kojima likes to like explain things to you in terms of like, hey, guess why he's called Dead Man? Because he's made of a bunch of dead man parts. Die Hardman. He doesn't die very easily. Fragile's very weak. Stuff like that.
Right.
Granted, they do
Yeah.
something really
She
great with her in terms of like overcoming what that name is. But um, for the majority of this game, because I kept notating it almost every time it happened, like things are over explained to you, like to a
mm,
pretty great extent. The point where I thought it just got really egregious. So there's a point where because you do this at your own whimsy when you go back to the ship, sleep, shower, all that stuff.
mhm.
Sometimes you get a cutscene. Sometimes you'll see what people are up to, and there's a point where you see Tomorrow playing with apples, and she's accidentally aging them. She's trying not to age them. That's her practice. And like they honestly don't talk to each other a lot. Like any of these people where they meet each other in the hallway, it's a lot of looks.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Sam just stares people down awkwardly.
to be
Like he
fair,
is.
they stare him down too. It's like,
Yeah. No, they stare back.
if
And like, what?
anything, he's had a long, hard day. They should be saying like, "Sam, how's it
Yeah.
going?" But you see her with the apples, and every time you see her with the apples, Dollman follows that cutscene up when you go to your room with, I think she's trying to practice with her powers. It doesn't
Right.
seem like she's really got it down right. You come back down, she has more apples that are all dead. She seems to really be struggling, Sam. I do think she's still practicing with her powers. It doesn't seem like she's quite got it. And there's a point where you get back and she has all these apples and they're all pristine in pristine condition. Sam, it looks like she's mastered her power. Like, Doll Man, bro, I love you, dude, but this is enough.
Right.
And now that
Because
I say
Doll
that, I do think it's mainly Doll Man who does it.
because Dollman as a whole is, I mean, that's
No,
the
as a
majority
doll.
of your speaking, especially with like say a semi-silent
Right.
protagonist to an
Mhm.
extent. Like he is very much like, okay, this is how we're feeling in this moment.
Right.
Like he's that vehicle. And and for the most part I appreciate him. I feel like he isn't overused, but yeah, definitely
Yeah.
in this
Like, I never
case
found him like in
it's
those moments, I didn't think he was annoying. I was
Mhm.
looking beyond the veil that Kojima, why'd you write that line?
Right, yeah, yeah,
Why did you have to write
yeah.
that? We have when you already have the lore index that'll like explain like how things are working, what's going on. Because if you read tomorrow's, like it updates as she's going, and it will mention like she's trying to learn her powers and stuff like that. Um, I just was like, it's a little too handholdy for me at that point.
And there's another individual here that I feel does a lot of the same of what we're explaining here
Who's it?
in Die Hardman. Do
Oh, for
you
sure.
feel that way as well?
Well, wait, what do you?
Where
So do
he's
you mean before he's?
just kind of like overly explaining stuff
But
like,
so do
"Oh,
you
we're
mean
doing this
while we
because"
have him through the whole game, or when he's revealed as Die Hardman?
when he's revealed.
So
Yeah,
here's the
and he
thing.
gets in there.
So here's
What's
the
up?
thing. I have no issue with Die Hardman and his whole speech. You're not wrong. He does explain everything, but his whole thing, as he winks at the camera, is to be like, this is what's been happening in the background of what's been going on. And honestly, I don't know because this has to do with how rapidly this happens. That we get Die Hardman revealed as a character, like he's still here and all this, when we just learned this plot to stop humanity's evolution so they don't cause void outs anymore. And we're having to cope with that along with being like, oh, the president of the UCA is a hive mind of the 4,000 souls that were taken out in the void out all those years ago. And they are the ones who brought Higgs back to try to manipulate him to do things. Doesn't work out. But they are driving forces to why like all this happened. Because we have the moment that's very much like Guardians 2 of like, I just hated putting the cancer in her. And then you just close in and Sam's just
Ooh,
like, what?
ooh. Dude, you just gave me chills with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
is
yeah.
such that's might be the most infuriating thing
It's
in like
rough.
cinema
Because
history for
also,
me.
uh, what's his name?
uh
Something Russell? Kurt Russell? Kurt
Kurt.
Russell. He's very likable in that scene. Just adds to that scene. But regardless, not to get on there. But like, as we're learning the plot of one person who just is like, oh, I'm not even a human. Don't worry. It's not that. Then we get the best entrance of like I that might be I
Oh,
gotta think it's like, dude,
fucking
it's great.
song.
It's great. And like it makes so much sense because I was like, why are you not letting me pick the voice of all these other characters other than Die Hardman when you're making the voice of Charlie?
Did when you're make so I picked him immediately because he has an
Really? I
awesome
picked him
voice.
last. Yeah.
I I was like, oh well, he's not gonna be in this game, so I'm gonna pick him so it could feel like he's here.
So same thought process, except for the fact that I knew for a fact Margot Qualley wasn't in this. Margaret Qualley, and she's the twins. So I was like, let's
Yeah.
see if she has a line, and it's like, no, let's not do that, Sam. I was like, oh, well, I missed Dead Man. Let's pick
So
Dead Man.
they make you
I
do
tried
Die
everyone before
Hardman?
Die Hardman, yes, because he does have a
Oh,
great
oh,
voice. He
dude, because
does.
I was wondering
What happens in
what
there?
happens if you pick
Yeah.
somebody once he appeared and was like, it was me the whole time. I
Mm.
was like, I man, I wish I would have picked one of the other ones
So
so that
that's
I
why I
could have
was like,
had
I was low
yeah.
key thinking because it's never told. You're never told Die Hardman died. He just told he like resigned as the president of the UCA, and he's
Right.
doing. They say something. He's off doing something.
Yeah.
But there's a point where I
Lawful.
just stopped caring who Charlie was. I love his little smile. It's so good. Just a
Yeah,
a
the
little glisten. Yeah, yeah.
ding.
But when we get there and you just see he's just out there, and then he starts dancing to BB's theme, and it just immediately transitions from a fucking mannequin to Die Hardman who's
Right.
literally there saving the day. And in most cases, in my experience as somebody who just watches and plays nerd shit, when you have the bad guy, who is at this point the bad guy, reveal his plan and somebody immediately counters it, the bad guy's supposed to be like, "Oh, I knew that was happening," but we don't get that. We learn that the president is this hive mind of 4,000 souls that is looked at, essentially does the whole like calculation thing of like, oh, humanity can't take care of itself, and if we just make it so humanity doesn't connect, stays separated, they don't need to deliver things anymore because they have the robots doing it for them, they won't cause void outs anymore because they're not going to go out to be hurt. um when that is learned, you think, oh, dude, what are we even going to do? What are we going to do? Like, what do you mean you're not a person? This is an enemy that we've never dealt with. He's not a BT. He's not a human. Like, he's not a robot. It's a completely new entity. And then Die Hardman just comes in with the spirit of justice, and he immediately is like, the Cupid we've been passing around hasn't been doing what you want to do. It does what we want to do. And essentially, switch on, dude's gone. I lost my shit, and it's ridiculous. And he does over explain every bit. You're not wrong. But I feel like it's part of the bit. Like it's there because there's no way Kojima has to know about the names. He has to know about the names. Because you don't have the DHV, Die Hardman's Vessel. Wink. I just lost it. I absolutely lost it. And I think it's because it's just that moment. And I'm riding a momentum of just like, oh, this is happening. Okay, that's not happening anymore. Oh, this is happening. What the hell are we even doing? And it just kind of stops there of just like, I don't know. And other fun fact here, after you beat the game, well, I know it's for sure after you beat the game. It might be after you this part. You'll see Die Hardman in the background of some of the photos when you take photos in the ship.
Really?
Like you'll see him be like, but he's still trying to hide. Which is
I
great
didn't
because you know that's
notice it. I
mocap.
didn't
No,
notice it at
I had
all.
to see a video of it because I stopped taking. I took one picture after the end of the game, and it's done because it's still the exact same. But as you know, Fragile's dead because at the end of taking the picture, it's Sam waking up from a dream.
Oh, oh, okay.
R.I.P.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
kind of sad.
a little bit sad.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you're not
Um,
wrong. Die Hardman does
not,
do the over explanation you're
but
talking about.
that whole little run right there where it's just like reveal, reveal,
Reveal,
reveal.
reveal.
That part really had it didn't strike me in the best way.
That's
Really,
fair.
like
That's completely fair.
my note here is like the president is like, "Aha, it was me," because
Yep.
this is right after you beat Higgs, right?
Yep.
Like you beat Higgs,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep.
he's like, "Aha, it was me the whole time. I'm the true villain." And then
Yep.
Die Hardman comes out, and he's like, "Aha, it was me. It was me, alas."
Well, he said it.
And then
He's saying he's
Higgs
the good guy.
back.
But yeah. Yep.
And then Higgs comes back and
Yep.
is like, "Aha, it was me. The whole time I was still here." And
You're not wrong
it
though.
it felt like really burdensome. Like I learned so much at once.
Yeah,
It felt like a little bit of an overload of
and that's
information.
completely fair.
And and again, like the vehicle in which it came was just like, okay, we're gonna explain all of this stuff to you at once. Get your pen and paper because it's a fucking lot. So it was just really burdensome
Yeah,
information wise.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. It's really because like that's such a reasonable reaction. Like I couldn't tell you if I'm going to react the same way a second time going through it. But first time going through
I
it,
mean,
like I was just
because
like
you know
very
things the whole way through this time,
right,
that replay is going to be wild information
right
wise
for
as it's
sure.
revealed.
But once you
Yeah.
get to that reveal and everything, like the music I didn't expect because at first it does sound like it's just gonna be like a dance thing, and then it's like actually a very nice version of BB's theme. And the second it switches to Die Hardman doing the dance moves, it was just like, oh my god, because these people are doing the mocap for this. It's great. It's so
Yeah.
good. And I
Yeah.
do want to say because this is the best point to talk about Die Hardman. So Die Hardman, and the real reason I didn't really want to pick his voice first, and why I did pick it last, he's not a villain in the first one, but he's someone you grow to not like, no, not trust.
Right.
Um, and he does make a lot of decisions, like acting wise, incredible. Like we get a whole point of like him breaking down in that first one of like going into like why has done the things he's done.
Mhm.
But like with a lot of the things, it's just like I still don't know if I can trust you. But I do think a lot of that is alleviated, obviously, from him just not being here, being like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this dude to make his move." Um, but also like he's not the president of the UCA. He just resigned that, and he figured that
Mhm.
would be better for everybody. And then he just has his own. He changed the Cupid to be better for like it will not connect the land of the living with the land of the dead, and because of that small change, switch on. Bad guy's gone. So, like I do wonder, um, because again they're not defeated. Like, they're just sent back to their beach.
Right.
Like if we were to get another Death Stranding, it would make sense. We already have a connection between those 4,000 souls and Luke. They spent a lot of time together, obviously.
Right, right.
Um,
They
so
like
like that,
raised her pretty
right?
much.
Well,
Yeah.
so Neil did. All right, Neil did it.
That's right.
But
That's right.
oh man, Neil, beautiful man though. But yeah, it's interesting. It's all a lot, especially right there. That's 100% your lore dump. It's just like this is happening. This is a thing. We learn of a new entity and then it's immediately erased. Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah, we're given a like a California burrito
right.
sized like lore burrito.
It's just a bunch
There
of
you
French
go.
fries in there, man. And it's
Yeah.
just like, oh,
Yeah,
bro. But no, I absolutely loved it because the presentation for me was just so weird, so weird. It was so wacky. It was so entertaining. Um, but speaking of Higgs, more Higgs, because when we get the final confrontation, because the majority of the time we don't actually see Higgs. The Higgs you see in
man.
this game, it's him. It's him like possessing a robot body, and
Right.
there's a whole point.
And that
Um,
design. Oh, it's
dude,
so cool looking.
dude,
Yeah.
so cool. He's like, I'll when you're getting to the point where you're like about to destroy his robot body, and like he's able to take punishment, the fire, the beating, and he just repeatedly says, "I'll take the damage and the goods. I don't break that easy. I'll take the damage
Over
and the
and
goods. I don't
over.
break that easy." And it does the thing. So like, and it's a known thing. It's a known thing to like freak people out. When you like watch your children's toys that have the automated voices, like they set them on fire and like the speaker like caves in on itself, like tickle me Elmo, like stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it
And
just gets more and more
right,
haunting as it
right.
continues.
And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're seeing something freaky and like you're hearing something freaky, and it's just a whole vibe. It's very much like that. And like to start that off with already like a terrifying presence. It's a whole thing. And like the moment like he's beaten, like I'm like, oh, we're not done with him. Because you don't
I
leave
mean,
that
because of that
right, that
line
line.
really insinuates that he'll be back,
Yep.
right? Like that's not last words
Right.
right there.
And
Right,
like
right.
when we get his monologue on the beach, when we get to the final bit of this game, Sam trying to prevent the final stranding. Um again, because it's just the other side of the coin of Troy Baker just giving one of the best performances of this year, my favorite of this year so far. Of like, we had the unhinged version of Higgs. We now have the Higgs who talks about, we already know that there's time differences when you're on the beach. Like,
Mhm.
like it's only been 11 months from the beginning of the game to the from the end of the first game to the beginning of the new one. And then there's another 11 months after Lou is killed. Um, and like then we're just playing through. I don't know how long that takes, but
Yeah.
obviously girls in her 20s. She's an adult,
Mm.
so she's a young adult there. When you find her, so it takes a bit. We get to Higgs, who's been trapped on the beach, and he's talking about like I've been here for thousands of years,
Yeah.
just like thousands of years, and all I've had to think about was fragile Lou, Amelie, and you, Sam. And I was just like, oh, brother. And like in that moment, freaking kudos to fucking, um, I
Troy
forgot his
Baker.
name. Troy Baker. Thank you. I was gonna say Clive Barker. That's another genius. Um, but he just taps into something that feels so real.
Mm.
Like it's just so good because we have him all sing songy and like almost jokerish when we're in our world and like best as it ever was, stuff like that, and just doing things like that. And then you get here, and he's just like, "It's just been a long time since I've talked to someone," and it's
And
just the whole thing.
it just like really like validates all the like his motivation,
Right.
because
I still wouldn't go
in
as
the
far to say he's a
first
sympathetic villain because he's just trying to end the world, but you see the human side of it.
how he got there. You
Right,
see how like the
right.
trail that he blazed
Loneliness,
on the
like it
way.
sounds like it's not a lot, but bro, it hurts. It can change.
Because
Yeah,
like maybe I'm just not remembering, but like his motivation in the first one just to mess stuff up was he one of those like evil just for evil's sake type
somewhat. So
situations?
he
Like
was a
I don't
porter.
remember why he ended up doing that for Fragile and stuff. Like
So he was a porter, just like Sam.
uh, right.
And then he was pregnant. I'm just kidding. So to try, and again, folks, check your lore thing because it's in there. I
Yeah,
want to say because he has a breaking point. I don't remember specifically what set it off, but it does
right.
happen while he's partnering up with Fragile.
Hmm.
But he does end up aligning himself with the group that is just they use real bullets. They want to kill people. They want to cause void outs. They want to end the whole
Let's end this
shebang.
whole thing.
Right. I
Right,
will
right.
say I don't believe because you don't know learn about like his ex-wife or he was
Right.
abused as a child or anything like that.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I like because trauma sticks out. um, that's why there's nothing like sticking out to me at the moment. But essentially, what we're doing here in the sequel is him just going back to the same idea, but he's been changed.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
it's very much of like Heath Ledger's Joker with the Batman being like, "You complete me," and it's a whole thing. Like there's no love there, but like, oh man,
And because I think I was saying so Sam on that beach at the end of one
yeah,
where he's just going crazy, walking around, shooting
right. And
himself
you have to wait till the game does something else. Yeah,
over and
yeah,
over again. Yeah, it's it's so like Evangelion, the end of
yeah,
Evangelion, the original one, like where it's just like batshit,
yep,
but
yep,
like
yep, yep.
crazy. Um, like Higgs gives the impression that he went through that like a very similar situation and that
Yeah. He
he's
had a
just
break
been
for a
stuck in that
reason.
loop
Yeah,
forever and ever. So like his motivations here are just so much more upfront and
right,
make more sense to me than they did in the first one. And he was
right,
already a great villain.
for sure.
So yeah, yeah, like it's everything with the monologues and all that stuff. Like if anybody does a good job, like they were explaining or maybe over explaining in some situations, but
Mhm.
like the way that this is delivered is just so good,
So
man.
good. And
Like
if
all
anything,
of the
he's the one who
things that are
holds
going
back
on.
because he's constantly like, "Oh, you don't know everything? Sucks to be you. Like,
Yeah,
just come
just
out of here."
piecing out and stuff. Yeah.
We've been heaping a lot of praise. I'd give a few because I already talked about like the handholdness kind of like there's a lot of that there. And the consistency of it just constantly happening. Like I'm all for being more inviting to new players, and I think this game already is that with
Mhm.
the improved mechanics for both combat and just lugging storage. The floating carriers are huge. Like there's so many other things as well. Um, the different kinds of weapons and whatnot. I
The
personally,
access to vehicles
right, and you
is
get that much
amazing.
earlier.
Yeah.
Um, but before I get into actually what I was going to say, the other thing I love is because I found my perfect style of combat. So if you max out the pizza guy,
Mhm.
I don't remember the guy's name. He's the director of the original Ghost in the Shell movie, the animated film. You get to learn pizza karate from him, and
That's what that cutscene is?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's
Okay.
him fighting you because he doesn't know why you broke down there and he doesn't know who you are. Because you've been talking to a fake one. You've been talking to a fake version of him because his whole thing was taken over by the bad guys. Um, but then when you save him and he's like, "Oh, you like pizza? I will teach you the ways." Essentially, and as you max this stuff up, you learn more moves. And I have some great cutscenes because there's some story bosses. I say story. It's obviously Neil Vanna because it has to be with. I didn't do it to a whale. I did it to a person.
Right.
Where I'm surprised they let me do like the stuff because one of your moves that you get from the pizza karate is you pop 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 pop. You throw them up and you catch them on your finger and you
Oh.
spin them. You spin them, and I did that to Neil Vanna, and I was like, "Get a better name, you son of a bitch!" And I beat him with that. I have the clip saved. I need to
You
share it.
deserve
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And you
yeah.
even get like one of your weapons is like it's like a thing you would practice playing with dough with. It's not actual dough,
Oh.
but it's a rubber like circle that you just spin around like regular dough. And I used it once. It's not very effective because you just like wow. I'll get you. But
It's just an
it is very fun.
inconvenience to the enemies.
I would say so because I was
Yeah.
like, it's also taking up an inventory spot. But the moment that I had my karate, I was like, goodbye guns. And sometimes it screws you over, but because they
Yeah.
have snipers.
Yeah.
Um, but
I was
other than
just
that, that is my tranquilizing
shotgunning.
sniper. Oh, really, dude? That'll kill people. Well,
I was
obviously not. It'll
shotgunning the
end
whole
people,
time.
right?
Yeah. Knocking them the hell out.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's got that nice
Yeah.
spread.
The
Um,
shotgun was very much my
hey, it's
go-to.
great. It's great.
Yeah. And then grenade launchers. Yeah.
Well, dude, I don't know if there's obviously like different grenade launchers, but the one I tried using, like you have to shoot it on them and then you ignite it.
The detonating one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't realize what I was using, and I was like, why are you not dying? What's happening? um, but I do still think like it's still not a combat forward game. It's not the main focus. And like that's probably why you get the option to skip your boss fight or literally you have BTs popping up in your area, just walk out. It's not always that easy, especially when
Mhm.
you're lugging through the tar, but you can just leave. And like I
Yeah.
often did that with my
There
deliveries.
was once where I skipped the lions, the three lions.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I would just ran to the other side of the tar, or
Yeah.
like you said, lugged myself to the
Right.
other side of the
You
tar,
would
like
love for it
waddled.
to be a run. But yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah, and they're like just jumping around me the whole time. But
Yeah.
one of the things that was, I, I understand that combat's not the focus, but
Mhm.
it was really easy for me. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna, and not to the point that I wanted to like up the difficulty, like, oh, I need more of a challenge.
Right,
Cause
because that's
like
gonna
I'll
not up
take
just
it
difficulty for
considering
fights. Yeah.
right, right, because I'm only gonna fall more or
Right.
whatever it is. So
Carry
I'm not
less.
gonna mess with the difficulty. But like there, yeah, as long as you just kept moving to the side constantly, like
Yeah.
I just wasn't getting hit by
Yeah.
stuff. Like as long as you're moving one way or the other, like you're going to beat this boss or
Right.
these monsters or BTs or whatever, like
Mhm.
on the first go around pretty much. So like I don't know. And I understand it's up to me, like, okay, this fight is coming up. I can up the difficulty if I want to. It's not like the challenge isn't there if I don't want it.
Uh-huh.
But it was a little overly easy,
I feel you.
maybe.
Because
Yeah.
even I got to a point where I realized, oh, it's gonna be easier if I just let the BTs catch me, drag me to the
Mm.
boss fight, kill the boss, and all the BTs are out of the area.
That's I see how that's a thing. And then because the boss fights themselves, did they feel a little bit repetitive to you?
Yeah, 100%. So the ones
Yeah.
that needed to be different were understandably different. But yeah, and so that's the same complaint from the first one that like I would even say I still
Mm.
have, whether it goes from base game, director's cut, or here. They are a bit repetitive. There's not a whole lot in the terms of like new of the big BTs because those are your boss fights. When you're
Right.
fighting a person, it is going to be a little different.
Mhm.
But I will say, because a great mechanic that makes things a bit fresh is when you can catch your BTs. So
Right. I
so
never
the
did it.
first BT I caught was the lion BT from that mission. And then from there, if you think it was already easy to avoid, like just like walk past enemies, no matter what, no matter how many BTs you're up against, if you summon your BT, they will focus on him, and you will
Oh,
just
so and then you're just
I just boot
lighting
scoot him.
them up
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
you're just punching
No,
them like
so if I have the
yeah.
time, but like I was really focusing on my deliveries, man. I was just like, I'm out of here, bro. I will
So
say,
you would just toss it and then dip?
yeah,
Ah, okay,
I
got
will
you.
say that was
Alright.
probably past the 110 hour mark that I realized, like, oh, this is a strat.
Yeah.
Because I was getting, and specifically what you just said, those three lions were pissing me off. When you beat the game, you do get an added functionality to your Cupid to where you can make it so ghost mechs and BTs, there's less of them.
Right,
Which I
right.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
bro, I'm delivering. Let's do this shit. Does not stop BTs from just showing up all together. But the other functionality with it is your big BTs, when you kill them, they stay dead. They do not respawn.
Oh,
I thought that was really
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, and not for whatever reason, 120 hours. I was tired of seeing those three fuckers. I was just like, I'm not going to give them the time of day. No, I'm just like, I'm going
I'm
to keep
just
running
gonna
them.
walk to the other side of
Because
this
dude, there's
tar
three
and
of them. I'm
yeah.
just like, stop.
Right, right.
But you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. For the most part, they're very repetitive. When you have the little BTs, again, just like those first two, like it's more about just avoiding, and I do think like that doesn't necessarily get boring because it's just stressful. It's just like, but like I said, the way around that, let him catch it, kill the boss, and then there he's emptied. The combat's very easy. You're absolutely right. I will say because one of the well, two of them. So like some of the special missions tied to trophies and whatnot.
Mhm.
There's one for summoning a giant whale BT. It's like the King of the Lake or Lord of the Lake or whatever. And his health
Oh
bar is
yeah.
so big. It's so big. Like the only reason you're able to even do that fight is you have to go catch a little fish BT. So it will be used as bait for him. And dude, it like I will not say it wasn't hard. I did get it first try, but that was like half hour of just like and I ran out of all the weapons, everything I brought because I thought I was ready. And I was like, okay, I have to look around in the muck for because you know you'll sometimes have the little
Yeah,
rest
you
throw and stuff
they'll
like that.
like yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
They toss
yeah.
you the little weapons.
Which is great because it just adds to like that's the multi that is what the online function of this game is,
Yeah.
which is very cool. And I was just like, oh, fuck, this is just a pistol, just shooting everything. Um, and then the other one was like this, you know, the big guys that like combine like with the hands, the head, the wings.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the body without the hands.
The
You fight
Voltron ones. Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And like I laughed because I was just like the game reminds you you can catch this, which is insane. Which is fucking insane. But like you have to specifically throw the ball, the grenade in the creature's mouth. And this is the
It's a
tallest
Pokeball.
BT.
Let's
Right.
be real.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But you have to throw it in their mouth. And like this is the tallest BT there is. And I'm just like, how do I get up there? I don't know. So I just killed
So
it.
how did you?
I killed him. I didn't catch it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a few times I was trying, but it is 100% like an annoying thing to have to be so specific in the mouth. Lol. Where you have to get it in there because sometimes like the like it's just hard to line up because again it's whether difficult. Me saying it's not a combat forward game has nothing to do with the difficulty. It's just there's
Mhm.
definitely things that are not in place to make you. This sounds harsh. Like have a great time during the combat. It's not the most balanced thing. It's definitely
It's
come a long way,
more
but still.
yeah, yeah. It's more just like here's the little obstacle before you can
Right.
do the thing that you're trying to do right now.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. And the fact that
Yeah.
like it's always going to happen in tar, I'm just like, oh, God, I'm moving so slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can get on a
Yeah, for
building or
sure.
something if it's like one of those big areas, but I mean, all that's breakable and they're going to break it. So it's just like, okay.
Yeah. I
Um,
do like I don't want to complain about the combat too much because like you were saying I didn't even without even considering the pizza karate, which feels
oh,
like a weird thing to say.
it's so great.
Um, but there's already a lot of variety in different
Yeah.
ways that you can attack like one fight,
Stealth
like
or going guns
just
ablazing,
from
all
yeah,
that.
stealth and then even if you go in guns ablazing, the different types of weapons that you can use on somebody.
Yeah.
Um the different ways to fight is like varies enough, but on top of that I really did appreciate feeling like and we talked about how it can be a bad thing having like factions or whatever in the RPG of different people
Yeah.
that like have similar thing like the PTs, the robot people
Right.
and the actual
There's a
people
lazy way of doing that.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
humans, right, and I feel like it is the variety here was enough with the different like elements of the combat. So I
Yep.
appreciated that. And then also those racetrack fights are really fucking cool,
Those
man.
are
It felt like
neat.
some
Those are
Tron
cool.
shit out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
So
very
so
cool.
just like that type of variety felt very good, but there was definitely like a downfall to this stuff as well. In that, like, I felt like I was fighting the same boss over and
Right.
over. Oh, it's the fucking tentacle monster
And you
thing again.
feel,
Like,
and it's just like immediately, like, at least for me, the first thing I think of with any of these, because they're designed cool, they all look neat.
right, yeah.
But when you're there, the first thing I think of is just like my mobility. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
It's a
know
bitch.
Sam, like you can say Sam's not a god all you want. He takes on these godly monsters. Like, come on now. Um, and like you're just able to catch them out of nowhere. And when you summon your, it's a really cool thing. When you summon your, it's not a kaiju, but it is. When you summon your BT, it plays kaiju music. Like you go, dun, dun, dun. It's awesome. It's so
That's
cool
great.
because Kojima knows what he's doing. But very like when because it's introduced so late, like I was like, that's not real. You're not gonna let me do this, right? And I almost messed it up because the thing almost died. But I caught it, and I was like, okay. But then afterwards, I was like, can I really just use this? Like, you're not gonna be able to summon it for like every single fight. Essentially every BT fight you'll have it. You just wah. You have to do the He-Man thing. The power is yours, and just summons.
Yeah.
But very
You
cool
can't
new
just
thing.
go straight there.
Well, yeah,
It's
because he
like
has to hold
Goku
the
having
crystal
the
up for a
yo to go
moment.
Super Saiyan for a long
Right,
time. Yeah.
100%. Like you have to say Kaioken. Like it's just because you have the crystal up, it has to like charge up, and then boop. And then the second your creature starts getting summoned in, you notice all the creatures looking at you turn away. It's just like okay. But yeah, not in terms of difficulty. That's not the hard part. The terrain is the
Yeah.
terrain. Like when you get to
Yeah.
the mountain, that's hard shit. Like I was building me some zip lines, but dude, so much trial and error of being like these zip lines don't see each other from here, and then I just fall to my death.
Yeah.
Like oh my god, it's just
Yeah,
uh,
I saw a thing online today of like this is the top way that people transported things, and
mm,
most of it was like done with the forerunners or whatever.
okay.
Like this is what people chose the most for this, and so on and so on. And the top built thing was slingshots, and I know you attributed a lot of those to that statistic, and I did as well after you were talking about it, because for a long time I was like, oh, I'm just gonna drive everywhere in my vehicle, and
Oh,
there
it's
definitely comes a point in time where that's not a thing,
dude. When I was starting
at
to get
least until
my
you get the special tires.
right, very
But
true.
yeah.
But when I started connecting facilities with my zip lines, I was like, ah, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, and I was really hoping I could like up our star level so that I could see more of yours and
Right.
stuff, because we have the bridge
Right.
link
I only think we only got
type
like a
thing.
star and a half because I don't really
Right,
know how you focus
right.
that.
And I exact
Yeah,
same. And I wish I had a better idea of it, because
yeah,
I would have loved to have taken advantage of
yeah.
more of your stuff. Like I might have played a little bit after
Uh-huh.
the credits hit and everything, if I had more access to your. So I even did the upgrades to like see more in my world from other people.
Hell yeah, hell yeah,
But it still felt a little sparse, especially in the mountains. But
yeah.
maybe that was just me wanting it more too.
Well,
So
for
I
sure,
don't know.
because
Yeah.
in terms of like, because there's other things you can use on the flat world to for
Right.
other than zip lines, but the zip lines are really all you can really use for those mountains, like to make a
Yeah.
really significant change. And
Once in a
oh
while you
man,
see a good ramp where you get a good triple
yeah,
jump off of it
yeah, I
or
love
something
that.
like
I
that.
love that.
But
By the way, I
oh
love it
yeah,
so
yeah,
much.
it's great.
Um, and I will say I learned that the triple jump happens because you have what'd you call it? The skeleton on.
Yes.
It's,
Only it's only with that.
yeah, because I thought it was just like a
Uh,
fun thing for Sam, but it's counting that as like its own vehicle.
got you.
And it's like
Got
whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa.
Got you.
So it
Okay.
makes sense, you
That
know.
makes sense.
And it
Yeah.
just it's not weird anymore. But since you talked about the
It's not
ghost,
just a strange thing in here. Yeah.
it's talking about strange things actually. So I do want to bring
Ghost
up
mechs. That's what they're called. Yeah.
the ghost mechs, the ones that you were fighting on the road. The person who gives you that mission is the ghost hunter. Um, and like if you go back to him, he's the one who his final thing is going to fight a that giant BT that I was telling you about. One of
Okay.
the trophies is just to learn the secret about the ghost hunter, and the secret about the ghost hunter is he's dead. He's a ghost.
Oh, he's the actual
He's a
ghost.
ghost. Because the
Okay.
way you learn this, and I love the way it's implemented because it has to happen at the end of the game. Because I told you I changed my Cupid to where I see less BTs, less ghost mechs. I switched that, and I just happened to be going to the ghost hunter to see if I can pick up any orders or whatnot. And like I
Hmm.
tried to interact with the thing, and it's like, oh, for some reason nothing's activating. That's weird. That's weird. And then Dollman, thank God he did it here. He's like, I wonder, that's interesting. I wonder if there's anything with your Cupid you could do to make that change. And I was like, oh, let's see. Turn it back on. And then he's like, then he's there, and then the trophy pops. And
Ah.
I don't know if he
Oh.
knows. I really don't know if he knows because he never addresses it.
He's like in a Nicole Kidman type situation,
Yes, I didn't see that coming, but
right?
yes,
Yeah.
because he's a ghost hunter. That's a ghost. Like because he sends you on these missions to investigate these weird happenings in the world, which is honestly really cool, really neat thing. But yeah, I just thought that was really neat.
It Kojima's always found a cool way to like incorporate your settings into gameplay and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So
100%.
I mean, I'm not surprised that that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
awesome bit is in there because like you just telling me right now, it's like
Right, 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 right.
which you feel so many times throughout this game,
For
honestly.
sure.
But yeah,
Because I
man,
also not because that was like the coolest like reveal thing. Because I did find every station,
Pokemon.
whatever they're
Oh,
called, where you make the deliveries to people, and I knew
yeah,
that the Philippines were in here. I was like, where the heck are y'all? Where the
right.
heck are y'all? And literally, they're Australia. I was like, where are y'all? They're one of the last dudes I found, and I hated them. I hated them so much because their
Why?
whole thing. They're honestly great. I'm pretty sure they voiced themselves. That sounded like them, but their whole thing is like, oh, we don't want to just have deliveries and help humanity. We want to test you, Sam. So every order for them is like going from one edge of the fucking continent to the other, to the other, to
Ah,
the other, and like, oh god. And they're one of the ones that like because at the point where I didn't need S ranks anymore, I was like, I'm just gonna. I'll use the ship. They don't have a ship next to it. You don't have the ship docking spot, so you have to like ride it. I'm just like,
got you.
oh
It's like
god.
one of the smaller little
Yeah,
facilities,
it's off
just
the
like
side.
poking
Yep,
out of the ground or
yep,
whatever.
yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, God damn it. The other one that's big because I didn't recognize who they were at first till I looked it up after the fact. The father and son. You know, you have to save the father in the mountain.
Right, the adventurer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are the directors
yeah.
of RRR.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! Oh, I
yeah,
love that fucking
yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah.
So good.
Absolutely, same. And I was like,
Yeah.
let's bring that up today. Yeah, that's so cool.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, you know, but at the beginning of this, you were saying that you have your favorite person in the ship and
Oh
you
my
have your
God,
favorite.
I respect you. I never went into it, and this is Deborah Wilson is my favorite
Oh
person to go look this
yes,
up
dude.
to.
Yes,
Hundred
yes. I
percent.
love Deborah Wilson for
Because
sure.
she's so cool. She doesn't really explain why they're both lefties, but other than that, she has chiral hands, and and she like it's a very serious role because it's like they're part of this group of like mothers, that are similar to Rainey. Like they're some of them are like stuck in that pregnant state.
They have that same syndrome or
Right,
whatever it
right,
is.
right,
Yeah,
right, right,
yeah.
right. And like she's able to, I guess it's a different amount of time for everybody, but she's able to go in and pull the baby out, Deborah Wilson's character,
Mhm.
and like check on it, show like, hey, they're okay, and even let them hold their baby for a moment, and then she has to put it back because she can't permanently sever that connection there.
Yeah,
And all while doing that, she's studying this syndrome, studying, seeing what's going on, and it's just fascinating, fascinating
yeah,
stuff. I thought it was so
yeah.
cool.
If
I
you thought what Sue Storm did was cool,
Oh,
you should
dude,
see what Deborah Wilson
Deborah,
does,
I
bro.
believe she can take out Galactus. She just like lefties.
Give me your heart, motherfucker. Like, yeah, yeah.
They now have it back. But no, she's so cool. And like, I remember when the game was announced, not announced, because I don't think she was in the reveal trailer. Um, but when we got her trailer, because the first thing you see of her in the game is like, oh,
Mhm.
she people were like, why do we keep getting why do we keep getting her in games? And I'm like,
Because
because
she's
she's
fucking
great,
awesome.
she's
Yeah,
awesome, she's so
yeah.
good.
No, I forget. Somebody had posted something about her the
Mm,
other day, or like mistaking somebody else for her, or something like that in a game, and I was just, this is my chance, and I got in there, and I was like, Deborah Wilson's awesome. She's the queen of mocap, and I
she's great.
think that's what I'm just going to dub her forever. Is
Amen.
like she's
Amen.
the fucking
No,
queen of
hey,
moc, because all of like the majority of the game, especially since Star Wars,
right.
like her roles are like her in the
Yeah,
game, not just her voice, but it's her on that screen, and like I love all of these
yeah,
characters
she's
that she's
great.
doing,
And
man.
this time,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, there's no Darth Vader. It's great. It's so cool.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can have her
She
without having Darth Vader just show up. It's awesome.
Dude, I wouldn't have been surprised if Darth Vader just showed up in this game though. Like
Or something
how
like
much.
dressed in like an off-brand Darth Vader outfit.
Yeah. Yeah, that
That'd be
100% could happen.
hilarious, dude. And it's so funny to me because like what before these games, what did you know her from?
I don't remember.
Okay, because
But like I knew her from something though. Like she was a recognizable face
so she's
and
I mainly
voice.
knew her
But
from Mad TV.
Oh yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
And like,
yeah, yeah.
obviously, there is and understandably, when people shave their heads, at first it's like, oh, that's another person. She had hair in Mad TV.
Right, right.
But like,
Yeah.
it's just like to go from that, which I loved Mad TV, so still do. I wish they had it streaming somewhere, whatever. But to have her from there in games and stuff, like, I know it's not like necessarily movies and stuff like that. She has TV roles and stuff like that too, but like obviously we're seeing her a lot in games lately. That's still a reflection of range.
Some yeah, some more dramatic roles
Yeah,
for sure. And
100%.
then in this case, like dramatic and fucking weird. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's just
yeah.
that's like
And because
Kojima's
like
better.
and I was thinking about it because Norman Reedus was a part of this one interview where he's talking about like, yeah, they were asking him what's it like having Kojima could direct you, and he's like, he's a fucking madman. He's a crazy person because
Yeah,
like he'll be like, here, you hold baby, and now you
yeah.
cry, and he
There's
was
a
like, I'm
whale.
crying, like. Why am I crying? Yeah, there's a whale, like, dude. Then and watching some of these scenes play out and having these people like voice them and mocap them and
Yeah,
everything, I was just thinking to myself like how fucking confused were they while they're acting this out,
right.
and the talent that it takes to just
Just
go
go with
with
it.
it and let yourself be
Right.
directed and still
All
be
while
able to
wearing
like
these silly
show the
suits covered in
correct.
dots and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like it really became apparent to me that that's really difficult when I saw Charlie Cox and I can't remember the actress's name in that one scene in Expedition 33, and they're
Uh,
like looking into each other's eyes and like crying and stuff, and I
yeah.
was like, they look so fucking funny right now with these cameras
Right.
like in front of their face
Right.
and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So like the talent that it takes, but on top of that, getting these confusing ass constructions from Kojima
Yeah.
and still being able to like convey the emotion that he needs you to convey in these moments and
It's
stuff
action
like this.
chops.
Like it's really like an extra level, I have to imagine,
Yeah.
of acting, because like when you're on a set and you're just yourself in front of a camera, like it's one thing to be able to, and especially in like a more linear story,
Right.
like, or like at least reality adjacent
Mhm.
story, because this one kind of takes some turns off of that road.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
um it is it's impressive, man. It's impressive for sure, because how much idea do you think Deborah Wilson had what she was actually talking about as
I
she's
don't
going
know.
through these lines? Like,
No idea.
I can only imagine little to none. So
Like I would
yeah.
love, like obviously, yeah, because I feel like some people could take it the wrong way. It's like, oh, we made a blooper reel. We don't want to make like. I just know that there has to be some funny scenes behind the scenes here,
Yeah, like,
especially like
what
her,
did I
like with
just
her.
say?
So you have two left hands. Oh, okay. You're gonna pull the baby out of her body, like she's delivering the baby. No. And
She's
then at the end of
delivering
the
the
scene, now put the baby back. Wait, wait,
put the
put
baby
the baby
back in the
back.
belly.
It's gonna
Right.
die. Put the baby back. It's
Trust me.
gonna...
Hurry.
And then I
Oh
love because
man.
again, this set of interviews, like Norman Reedus would say that like Troy would have to like fill him in on some of the things he wasn't understanding, which is great. Which honestly just shows more to Troy Baker, like his talent, his skill. Which to be fair, like we know Norman Reedus from like movies and TV and stuff. I didn't know,
Right.
dude. They announced yesterday at Comic Con that whatever the current season is of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon is about to end, and I was
And
like, that's not done.
yeah, that's still going
What
at
the
all. I didn't know
hell?
either. Yeah, I didn't get an advertisement on his toilet, so I didn't know.
Dude, honestly, I was a little let down on the lack of product placement because I
Uh,
was like, chiral tea. What do you mean chiral tea? Could we not just do Rockstar? Like, I don't know if it's
Nobody else stepped up to really get this spot,
I
bro.
will make one for this. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, yeah,
And
man.
then when he went to the shower, like I was just like, show I hate you. Just show it. Like just show something. I don't know. But it's fine. Especially since we have him crying in the shower multiple times. That would have been really weird to have
Yeah.
the advertisement show when that comes up.
Honestly, the most realistic part of this game, just sitting down crying in the shower,
Yeah,
buddy.
no, absolutely. Because like dude's a saint when it comes to his stamina. He's been all over trekking,
Yeah.
whatnot, and then on top of that,
He's
he
a
has to deal with
boondock
all this
saint,
emotion.
some would say.
Hey, I forgot. That's so long ago. Hell yeah. There was a delivery. Dude, just wait. If you get
Oh,
Defoe in a Kojima game, it's game over. It's game over. That's
oh
gold. It's gonna be
no,
gold.
no! You want to talk about some fucking mad geniuses, man?
Dude, it's
There
gonna be
you go.
beautiful. And speaking on what
Yeah.
you were saying before, like an interview with Elle Fanning talking about like her experience with this, she's like, "I'm so happy to just be a cog in his genius mind." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, everyone's so down, whether they understand it or not." That's the beautiful thing about artists. They're like, there is art being made, and we're part of the creative process, and that is the beautiful thing about art. Whether it's going to be cohesive or not, that is a trusting process, obviously. But like to put it so lightly, everything Kojima does is like the most extreme collaboration. And not in the
Yeah.
sense of like, oh, Goku skins in Fortnite. Like he has whole artists coming together, making music for his game, while also being like, okay, we'll put something else you already had existing in this playlist right here, stuff like that. And then like we the song that you would affiliate with this game from that first trailer is "To the Wilder,"
Mhm.
by Woodkid. And then when the game came out, they released what I consider my favorite version of it, where Elle Fanning, who I didn't know could sing, incredible, where she's part of it, and it's a hell of a duet. It's so good. Game Awards, I don't care, like because obviously the clear obscure of it all. There's a lot of good music this year, but you don't just have the one person perform at the Game Awards. I want to see this performed at the Game Awards this year, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Do the fucking Oscar thing of just having the different nominees
Hell
perform
yeah!
songs
And they did
throughout the time.
they did that last year just with Arcane songs, which is respectable.
Right.
I respect the hell out of
Yeah.
that.
Oh, they're good. Because that's a good soundtrack
It's a
too,
great
for
soundtrack for
sure.
sure,
Yeah.
100%. But I do, dude, it's so good. It's so good. Going back to the music, like we have the whole thing about Carolyn Palachek, who made a song on the beach. It's called On the Beach. I don't know where she made it. But she was her music was introduced to Kojima from a YouTuber. That's wild. Like that's so like
Yeah.
just like I really
Somebody
like.
like sent him a package, right?
Yep,
Like,
yep. Sent him a
yeah,
box of
like
stuff,
we think you would like this, and
and
he, I,
he
yeah, I
put
seen
his
him like
CD
looking
on
at it.
top of everybody else's stuff. So it's the first thing he saw, and like apparently he looked at it for a good bit. And then after that, like he just started seeing tweets of him doing those Zoom meetings with people, but it was with Caroline Polachek. And then it was announced she's going to be on the soundtrack. And like that's so
Yeah,
wild. But that just also shows how down Kojima is. He didn't know who she was. Like he was not
yeah,
familiar with her music. He was open-minded, hugely important here, to take in something he hadn't heard before, hadn't experienced before, caught her vibe, and is like, I want you as part of my game. And supposedly some conversations didn't end there. So we might be getting more collaborations with them going down, which is, I mean, that's just a whole, that's insane. That's
yeah,
insane. That's so cool.
yeah. If I
Obviously,
was
the
an artist, I would want Kojima to direct a music video for me. You
hey,
know,
that'd be
it's just a
incredible.
fever dream music video. Yeah.
Speaking of that, because another thing that happens in the game, if you listen to a certain song, I do not have the song written down here. Because I remember before the game came out, Kojima released footage of what looks like a music video. It's the
Hmm.
singer of this song along with a bunch of different doll men dancing to it, and I was like, "Oh, dude, this song sounds cool. This is neat." Not knowing it's in the game, and if you play that song in your room, Dollman's gonna ask you, "Hey Sam, do you have a moment?" And this is actually for a trophy where he puts on that whole music video. It's like 5 minutes, and it just plays. And like you first see the dollman, then you see the actual singer get like scanned in, and they just go. And dude, I was so happy to just have my time taken from me right there. It's just like this is so good. This is so cool. I absolutely loved it. And it's just
Yeah,
another example of just the neat Easter eggs you can find in a Kojima game.
Horizon
Yes.
Dreamer.
Yep. It's Horizon Dreamer.
Uh, yeah, and I'm trying to find the name of the dude because he has more good songs in there
Oh, I believe
too.
it. Oh
But
yeah.
just yeah, man. I love this soundtrack so much. Um, like
Daichi Miura.
because like score wise, like you were saying, Expedition 33 is probably like that's like it's like a bar set for
Yep.
music and video games for me probably now,
Okay.
but like this one is more like I'll listen to the music in my car.
It's more of a
You know,
soundtrack. You know, yeah, it's
like
more
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
and and maybe it would be different if we understood what every lyric meant, because we don't speak
Hmm.
French. because that can make all the difference. And even with that, we
Right.
love that Expedition 33 soundtrack. But when you know what they're saying, it
Right.
does definitely
Yeah,
add its
it
own little
helps.
extra flavor. Um, but
That
dude,
being
yeah,
said, my favorite song here is in all Japanese. I
I was
don't know
gonna
what the
say,
fuck
yeah, there's some that
it's
are just in
saying.
full
So
Japanese. Some of
yeah.
them are just like part of both and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I love the soundtrack for K-pop, Demon Hunters. Most of those songs are not fully English. It goes back and forth,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
which was really relieving when you're like, oh, I'm not understanding what you're saying for a reason. um, but dude,
It's
this
not
game's
because it's
incredible.
mumble rap or anything.
Right?
It's
No,
like
no, because
it's a
no
different
hate if that's
language.
your no hate if that's your jam. But yeah, dude, the music here is so good. Like every Kojima just loves art so much. Like and like it's the fact that he doesn't only love it, he's not afraid to show you that he loves it. And he will show it in this the most blatant way. He's not a subtle man. Not at all. Not at all. And there's a way to make that work in your favor. And the way to do that is just don't even try. Don't hide that shit. Show
Yeah.
them. Flaunt it, bro. Give me
Yeah.
an otter hat from Conan. Like it's completely fine. It's so cool. I love it. It just and one of my favorite things to hear in like a review is when they're like, "Oh, this game is like a love letter to this, whether it be a genre, a style of something, whatever." And like everything Kojima makes, you could just say is a love letter to art. Like maybe the narrative's not your favorite thing, but look at who's working on it. Go listen to the soundtrack for this and tell me that you're not going to find a single song that moves you in
Yeah.
some way. Like there's so much detail in this game that is made with so much care and so much heart that it's impossible to just not admire that. And like you spoke to it obviously a little more on the tech side, but it does show um you gave this a higher score than Expedition, even though Expedition is probably still your favorite, your game of the year right now.
I give that a
Um,
9. Yeah, right?
yeah, give it a nine.
Yeah.
But that being said, there's just so much to admire because this is the beautiful thing about Expedition 33 and Death Stranding 2. They're both love letters to the things we love. 100%. There's a love for music in Expedition. There's a love for music in Death Stranding. There is beautiful storytelling. There is a love for what fans of a certain genre, a little less so for Death Stranding because there's two games in whatever genre that is. Stranded game? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but obviously, our JRPGs and RPGs in terms of like Expedition 33, going for their own things, doing their own jams, but doing it with heart. With heart. Death Stranding is 70. Oh, that's no, it's not. It's 69.99. It wasn't an $80 game. And anybody, Mario Kart, what the fuck? Like this, this like I would have hopped in here, and now that we know $80 is somewhat being discussed on the table, I would not have been surprised if this one was $80. Like you immediately see it. I'm so glad it's not. So happy
Right.
it's not.
Yeah.
Let's hold off as long as we can. But
Please.
come on now, Nintendo. Um, but dude, this game's just so special, and so like it just really hit in all the ways I needed it to. Like there was a point I was not looking forward to having to choose between the two. And when I say Death Stranding 2 is my game of the year right now, it is. But I will not say the words easily. It's not easy.
Mm.
It's not easy. If anything, it's more of just the vibe that works for me. And like because before Death Stranding 1, obviously I didn't know I was going to get addicted to a game about delivering packages. Like there's just a niche in my brain that just like, oh, we're your ADD's locked in with you, bud, and we're just here. It just
And
goes on.
because this game doesn't necessarily make me want to play more games like it,
Right.
you know?
That's
Like
right.
I'm not like, oh man, like I need another good delivery game or anything like that. So whereas like I play a good like RPG, JRPG, whatever it is, FRPG French. But like
It's the first, yeah.
it that does kind of motivate me to be, oh man, I want to play Final Fantasy X again, or like the
I was gonna
next Final
say,
Fantasy now that they're like in their studio or something like that,
right,
you
right,
know?
right.
Like, but no, yeah, this experience feels so unique and something that
It
I want
is
to like
because there's only two
stay
games in
unique.
this genre. Yeah,
Right.
that's it. That's it. Like, I do not want to go back to Death Stranding one. I don't know. Like when I got so close to the plat here, I was like maybe, and I was like, but you have to do the same thing again with less gear. Like I'm like, I don't know
Right.
about that.
It's a downgrade at
Right,
this
hundred
point.
percent,
Yeah.
100%.
Which is like a good thing for the sequel, but
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
But there's a part of one that just really hit with me. Um, and it's something like I obviously I used the vehicle the second I fucking got it in two,
Mm.
but in
Mhm.
one you were forced to go like I think you go three chapters before you get your vehicle. You're going a long ways without a vehicle, and then you start getting one. And you're like, why didn't you give this to me before? But like it forces you, and this is the other thing: they don't give you a vehicle, and you're not able to listen to your music out while you're delivering. You can only listen to it in your room. I'm so happy they gave us the music listening out into the world because dude, that I just listened to all of it. So good,
Oh,
so great. But at the same time, there is something special about that first game because it's a little more on the darker tone. Because I would say
mhm.
this ends on a happier, like hopeful note. But like when you're dealing with the beginning of this world in Death Stranding 1, how everyone is separated, everyone is isolated, so used to that, and you're going through these long periods of silence of from point A to point B on foot. I was finding myself in just these like it's very meditative for me. Um, and it's in a sense of like I would never choose this. I mean, obviously, I'm playing my music, I'm riding my vehicles in Death Stranding 2, but Kojima found a way to get me sat still in a room, and while I'm making these deliveries, obviously, when you have your enemies and whatnot, you're focused on that. But like my
Yeah.
mind, I have ADHD. My mind's gonna wander regardless. But it's just, I was thinking about different things, and there were points where like it was like that feeling of not the negative sense of like when you turn the TV off and you see your reflection in the screen of like
Yeah.
what led me here, what am I doing. Like I had some epiphanies playing Death Stranding 1. It like it was a whole thing, and and like there that's not here in 2, but the narrative of 2 being so much tighter. I know it doesn't sound like it from what we said, but it's just I promise you it is. But it being so much tighter, it just being a bigger
Eventually.
collaboration. It's more
Yeah.
of it really is about the journey, not the destination. But even when you do get to that final beat, when you learn all the truths about this world and these characters, dude, it's so good. It's
Yeah.
so rewarding. It feels so great. The things you rolled your eyes at, you look back, and it's gonna vary depending on who you are. But like, at least for me, and it sounds like for Ernest here too, you feel like it was all worth it. It was all for something. Like maybe some things were over explained and annoyed you a little bit, whether it's for Dollman for me or Die Hardman for you. But when you get to that final bit, you're like, every part of that journey led me here, and I feel satisfied. And I don't know if you took that out, would this would this still be the same thing? Because that's the thing about a Kojima game. It's a puzzle we've never seen. Like I couldn't even fathom putting this narrative together or any of that crap. Like you take out the
Yeah.
smallest bit, dude. Don't mess with the timeline. You know, like let's just leave it be. Let's not flash it up. Um, but it's so good. The soundtrack's so good. I don't know what music, because you're absolutely right. I will listen. I already have listened to this soundtrack more than I will listen to Expedition 33 because it's more of a thing you do put on. But
Yeah.
Expedition 33 soundtrack is incredible. It is incredible. It is
Top
phenomenal.
notch.
And like
Yes.
they're so going into talking about game of the year, though this is my game of the year, there is less meaning behind it winning game of the year. Whereas a new studio that made something completely on its own, obviously it's original to a point. It has a lot of inspirations,
Right.
but it's still
And
it
it
still doesn't
does fit in a genre.
right,
It did obviously draw inspiration from different places and
right.
things like this, but the way that it was all combined
Yep,
into the product that it is unique in so many
100%.
senses.
And not
Yeah.
only just that, the way this whole thing came about because we know the story, the art, the music performances, the artists were found on SoundCloud. Like
Yeah.
these people like the creative director was somebody who got bored working at Ubisoft. Like and it's not the same story for everybody, but they've all kind of dabbled in game development and didn't really go anywhere, and they just made this little studio to try to put out their little game, and
Yeah. And that little game ended up being fucking
it
epic,
ended up
dude.
being
Like,
great.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then on top of that, I say this last because it is the thing that matters the least, but it is today important. It's $50. It's
Yes. Yes.
$50.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Little
like
bonus point for
when
that.
we 100%
Yeah.
when we just got Mario Kart 8. Oh, sorry, Mario Kart Worlds
Yeah.
for 80. And I do really like Mario Kart 8. I'm sorry, both of them, but Mario Kart, I like Mario Kart. I'll just say that. But it's just that facet of it. Um, when you look at it compared to other things, like I don't think Expedition 33 should be $80. I'm not saying that, but what it is what it's worth. And I do not think what Mario Kart Worlds is what it's worth.
Yeah,
Um,
like in
and
its length and content and
right,
stuff like that, right? Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. What they provide to you, because and they doubled down on it, like Doug Bowser being like, we're determining things based off what we put in the game and whatnot, and no doubt that it has to be hard to connect all those tracks in an open world. Yeah, but over 69.99 is insane. But yeah, there's just such a story that goes with Expedition 33. And that doesn't like I still think it's the head I think it's the front runner for winning this year right now. I'm curious what you're because you're gonna have the fear what I have because I had to deal with Death Stranding and Expedition. You have to deal with Ghost and Expedition. Like
Hmm.
I'm very curious because obviously if you don't pick Ghost, you hate Japan. So we'll decide that later.
Yes,
Just kidding.
correct.
But at the same
Nah.
time, in terms of these like decisions, best problems to have. You know, like it's great.
Yeah, yeah. Spoiled once again, and
100%,
like
100%.
I'm partway through playing probably
Game of Thrones.
another one of my
Yep.
nominees for game of the year because the
Yeah.
game that I'm playing right now is really fucking good.
It
In
is
Kingdom Come Deliverance
deliverancing.
too.
Yeah.
It's dude, it's good.
It's great.
It's really good. And yeah, yeah, like I'm torn in so many different ways. Like again, like I do feel like this game, which might end up being a 9.5, don't judge me, but like I might bring it down to your score just because
That's
we
okay.
were talking about boss fights and stuff like this.
No, yeah. Yeah. That's
But
fine.
like but it's so good, it's so up there. And then there's so many other, this is like without talking about like the split fictions and the
Right.
blueprints, which I haven't even played, and like
Right.
all these other just great games coming out this year. DK is very much a thing that people are bringing to the
I
table.
can't wait to talk about that
Like
next week.
yeah, and like there's
I'm not on the
just
side of that you think I am, but go on.
there there's so much though that people can like make an argument for this
Yeah.
year. And I always think back to that year, the It Takes Two year.
Yeah.
Not that It Takes Two doesn't deserve anything
But
like
it
that. I
was
don't know, I
pretty
didn't
slim
get to play
pickings.
all the way
Yeah.
through it, but it was like, I think again my pick for that year was like Guardians of
It
the
was.
Galaxy, which I liked. I know
I
I
was gonna
loved
say, this is your
Guardians of
first
the
plat,
Galaxy,
baby. Come on now.
but it wasn't even like I think I gave it like an 8 or something like that,
It
you
is
know.
great. Hey, man.
And I was so like picking something that I give an 8. Not that the score at the end is like the most important thing, because
Right.
again, like the thing that I'm giving the higher score here is not my game of
Right.
the year, if that
100%.
even fucking makes sense.
100%. I get it.
um but like yeah, like we have so much to choose from in this year.
We do.
But this, just because of like how unique it is and
Most
how it
unique game.
is
100%.
difficult to put into any one genre,
Right.
it's really a standout. It has to be.
It
And
is.
in the end, I mean, those are probably there's probably 3 games that I'm gonna think about the most, like looking back on this year.
Mhm.
One of them hasn't come out yet, obviously, but so we'll see how it ends up going. I think
High
it's gonna
hopes.
be great,
I
though.
hope. No,
Honestly,
I have no doubt
yeah,
it's going to be at least great. Greater than the
right.
first one? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then that's going to depend on the journey that it takes you on, stuff
Yep.
like that, and the different switches that they made. Like, oh, we're switching weapons now instead of stances. Like, we got to
So
see how
curious
all of
about that.
that
Yeah.
works out. So,
The stances are
but
so
like,
seamless. Yeah. Go on.
right, yeah, you just you know,
Yeah, I didn't
like,
remember because I'm playing through Ghost right now. You can
yeah.
literally, I struck somebody in one stance, and as another enemy was coming up to me, I switched as I just finished that strike, and like it's seamless. It is
But like
seamless. It's
to
insane.
like be holding a sphere, and
Right,
then like,
what we're
are you
picturing, like,
seamlessly
because
going to
it's
pull out a
obviously we're
sword?
just going
Like,
off of what they said to imagine it,
right,
and what if you don't have that weapon?
yeah, yeah.
Because
How's that
stances are just
going to work?
100%. Yeah, what if you don't have the weapon? I don't know.
And maybe it's a degree of difficulty thing that we're gonna get in
Possible.
here. I don't know. I don't
Could
know.
be a good thing.
But yeah, a lot of question marks that I'm hoping to see turn into exclamation marks. I hope it's like the best thing, because
Uh,
I just really like that studio and the shit that they do in the first place.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, I
yeah.
had other things I was gonna say on it, but I'm probably gonna beat Ghost by next week, and we're gonna talk about that. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
leave that for that. But Death Stranding 2, Ernest, let's get some final thoughts, man. What do you got to close us out?
So after the conversation, this is always like if you hear my score at the beginning, that's coming off of it marinating for a little bit and usually not talking about it that
Mhm.
much. After having this conversation,
Chris made
sometimes
me
the score
hate it. I'm
goes
just kidding.
up,
Yeah.
sometimes the score goes down. This is now a 7. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, bro.
I'm
I'd be
gonna
so mad.
no, I'm gonna put it at like at a 9.5.
That's right.
Only because there are things here that are a little bit imperfect, which is okay, there was
Even a
big
10 doesn't always
swings.
have to be perfect.
Yeah, there was big swings taken in this game,
Absolutely.
and the majority of them hit,
Yeah.
you know. So but there are a few things like the repetitive boss fights, like the some piece of the story, although it is amazingly coherent considering what the content of that is. But like there are some things here that aren't so that like we didn't talk about Fragile a lot, but first of all,
She was dead the whole
Fragile
time.
is an amazing fucking
Yeah, Fragile's
character.
great. Leah Sadu is
Like
very good. You
she's
She's
amazing.
very
She's so good.
different this time around. And I will say, because I noticed it pretty early on, I never thought like, oh, you're actually dead. I didn't think she was Bruce
Yeah,
Willis, you know.
I didn't put that
Um,
together. But she
Spoilers
did
for
Bruce
Sixth
Willis.
Sense, but
Sorry guys.
it's dude, it's his best reveal in
Yeah,
Knights.
yeah.
But along with that, like it just she seems so different. But I love her dynamic with the girls. Like I love her with Rainey. She's putting this like oddball group of Avengers together that are just awesome. There's a point where they have to go out on their own to like scavenge for some things to help fix the ship, while Sam has to make a delivery, of course. And I still love the fact that they treat it like Sam's somehow stronger than Tomorrow. Uh, but because
Tomorrow would murder that
murder him
man.
100%,
Yeah,
like a hundred
easy.
percent. Like she's what is it, 0-2? Is that how you say it for her winning over
2-0.
2-0? That's right.
Wins, losses. Yeah.
Right, there you go. Over I've just never won. Uh,
All these L's to
uh,
count, baby. Oh, Lord.
I guess her versus Higgs, it's insane. But there's a point where they go out. Sam's like, "I hope y'all are gonna be okay." And Tomorrow, very justifiably, because we've already seen her kick Higgs's ass, is like, "We're stronger than you," and they're all like, and I'm like, "Dude, yeah, they are,
Yeah,
yeah, they are."
yeah. Nah,
And
yeah, these
Fragile's great,
motherfuckers
and
got
it's like the general of
superpowers.
that whole group. So
Yeah, for sure. And I love her like stepping into the leadership role and like
yeah,
running the shit. She's Captain Kirk in it, you know. Like she's a good one, man. And then when I found out that she was dead,
she's
things
dead.
like this, and she's sitting there in that chair just like knocked out
After we
and
had our
not more than
kiss,
more than
we
knocked
had the
out, stuff like that.
kiss.
Man, like feeling closer to her than ever and then having her ripped away, like it fucked up my heart. Like it was pretty bad. I was a pretty sad boy for a little bit there. And still like I mean, seeing that little interview with her the other day of her just being like, "Thank you for
Thanks
playing
for
the
playing
game."
with me.
And
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
made it a little like cuz yeah, it sounds weird or
It
whatever,
does.
but like it's the sweetest thing too because she's one of the biggest parts of this game
And funny
easily.
enough, she's French. So there's your Expedition
And
33
she's
connection.
there you go, dude. No, but she's just so amazingly talented.
Yes.
Like, Jesus, the performance. And again, like the weirdness of this story and having to act this stuff
She
out.
kills
Like,
it.
she is a prime example of
She just
that.
has these extra set of
Also,
hands now.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, the hand, it's just, it's an extra layer of emotion and like being able to portray it on
When
screen.
Higgs
And
goes up to
it's
her
so
and she's just like,
wonderfully
what the
used.
hell?
Yeah, dude. Yes,
It's
yes. And
great.
it like lighting her
Oh, it's
cigarettes
great.
for her and
Yeah.
stuff.
And then
Like,
it works
oh, dude,
for
there's
Tomorrow later when she's lighting the cigarette.
yeah. Oh, dude, it's great.
It's
It's
great.
great. So, um, but yeah, just small details here are the
Mhm.
only thing that takes a little bit of it away from me because again, the majority of my experience here was so good,
Yeah.
and like worthy of notes. And this is a game series at this point, like the two of them that I will not be forgetting anytime soon. Like
Oh, yeah.
this is at the level of being stuck in my head as like the Metal Gear Solids and things like this that we've got from him before, and only makes me look forward to what more we're going to get from him. We know that there's OD in the works and stuff like
OD,
this. Like,
and
I
then
need more Kojima. I'm so grateful. It's horrid to think about the day that we don't have this
oh yeah,
talent in our life anymore, but I'm so happy that he set up that USB so that we can keep getting more
something. Yeah.
of what's inside of this fucked up, crazy, beautiful mind of
Oh
his.
well, yeah.
So, well,
I'm at the end of his funeral.
so,
There's oh well, oh yeah.
so, and man, you think about that funeral and like
Oh, we'll be balling.
it's
I'll be sad as
the,
fuck.
I'm just thinking of the faces in the crowd, man. There's so many
Oh
people
yeah,
that like
they won't even be there. They're just gonna
come
be scanned
through
in.
for this man. Yeah, just feet in the audience.
I was gonna say no one's
The
wearing shoes. Yeah,
we will all be barefoot that day, absolutely.
for
But
him, someone's wearing shoes. It's
yeah,
like, how dare you, sir?
yeah.
How
Oh,
dare
no
you?
respect, no
Him and
respect.
Tarantino.
Oh man,
That's a
but
collab
no,
would be.
yeah. Obviously, I love this. It is a special, special project. It's a special experience, and I'm so happy that we got this.
Hell
You
yeah.
know?
Since we, before we get into my final thoughts, because you talked about like we haven't talked about Fragile, I do want to talk a second here about Doll Man, real quick,
Yeah, he's
because we
important.
learned about him. He's not just there. He's a father who goes through something pretty traumatic. Um, he so he was a medium. Now that's the first thing to go into here. Like he would speak with spirits and stuff like that. Which honestly, you could have dove a little more into that because I feel like there's a lot there. But at the same point, I don't know if he has his medium abilities. Being stuck in a doll. Um, he hisses
That's how he
scary.
can detect the BTs,
Oh,
right?
duh, that makes sense. That makes sense. When you learn that Lou's not in there. Also, the Lou thing was not a reveal. I'm talking about Lou not being in the pod. I was just like,
Right.
we know. Like every time you rocked her, it immediately just cut to her being back on the wall when you're done rocking her in your room. And I was just like, there's something wrong here. But Dollman, um, when you learn about his story about like him taking his daughter to go see his wife, and like I took a screenshot of it because it's like so eerie because it's a BT, but you see like the outline of his wife's face in there, and it's just like, what the fuck am I
Like a detailed BT.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right, right. And then unfortunately, where everyone would tell you he's doing something stupid, he did something stupid. Um, started playing music and whatnot. Obviously, we know the song, but because it's actually tied to him in the lore. And then he ended up. So what essentially happened was it's his daughter's doll. His daughter's soul ended up trapped in that doll from the void out. And what he did, because it's part of his medium abilities, he didn't want his daughter to live her life alone, trapped in that doll. He pushed her out so he would be stuck there and so she could pass on. And again, coherent. I know it doesn't sound like it, but it's this whole thing.
No,
um,
like these dots connect. They
right.
do. Yeah.
Right,
They're a
right.
little wonky, but they
A little
connect.
wonky for sure.
Right.
But I just found that so interesting because again, we have this group of misfits. We have
Mhm.
Tomorrow. We have Captain America. We have Iron Man. I'm just kidding. We have Rainy. We have everybody here. We didn't even talk about Tarman. Um, and yeah, he is.
Dude, you know
Huh?
what? Back down to a 7 because these tar currents never work. Like,
They
oh
do
my
too.
god,
It just
dude.
happens a lot, kind of in succession, where it's like, oh,
Happens
we
a
can't move
lot
the ship.
going through it. And you spent a lot more time like in certain chapters
That's
and
fair.
stuff like
That's
exploring
fair.
and stuff
So like
like
I
that. So
forced it to take more time between them. Yeah.
because I beat this in like 50 to 60 hours.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's still a lot of time in it. But
Fair.
my laying down the narrative was a lot more express than Chris's
That's
was.
fair.
So like these tar currents were consistently not
I
working.
guess I never thought about that. Yeah, yeah. But to be
Man,
fair,
it was a lot.
that's Higgs doing that. That's Higgs fucking with shit. But the way he operates his ship, he just has and dude, the Metal Gear references are so just like I don't have the franchise anymore, but they're here. Because Nirvana gets a whole thing about putting that's fucking Solid Snake. We have a whole scene of Tarman being like, oh. You could say I have a phantom limb because it's a phantom, a Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, and it just like he looks straight at the screen. I'm like, stop, stop this madman.
There's a lot of breaking the fourth wall
Hundred
here,
percent,
like a lot. Yeah,
100%. I love it when I loved it when Die Hardman
when
did it
Higgs.
though.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no Higgs, sure, but oh, dude, when Higgs, because I, I know I sent you a lot, and you seem to react to all of it. Had you not? Did you not experience the nightmare with Higgs in the game
Which one?
where you sleep next to a coffin,
Oh no,
and
yeah,
then y'all end up
no,
like tonguing each
right.
I get
With
coherent. So,
tentacled tongues.
and then the
Ugh.
tentacles just continue wrapping around y'all, and then it just, oh god,
It's what
it's
the
wild.
fuck. I
Nightmares
mean,
though,
it's
nightmares
that's
happen,
how dreams go.
right?
Yeah.
So you can't explain that away with fucking nightmares. Like, and to be fair, Higgs is somebody who's worthy of having nightmares of. Um, but yeah, Dollman and Tarman, very interesting. And when you know like Tarman's story with his son, I did think we were going to get more into that. So the other thing I will say, kind of leading into my final thoughts, is the other two things I haven't talked about that are somewhat negatives that drag it below the 10 for me are we have such a great new cast of side characters. I would have loved more. Rainey is great. I don't feel like we get to know her a ton. We know her situation. I love her background, and her abilities are very fascinating. And we do when we do get her, like when she does the quizzes and stuff, which I'm like, you bitch, I'm trying to save the world. Like it's great. It's interesting, and I love her dynamic with Tomorrow, and then Sam just being the goofy dad, and it's like trying to kick his shoe with everybody else, and it just doesn't work out. Um, but
Which
oh,
untie your shoes, stupid. But
he's had a long day. Um, but then along with that, like Fragile as well. And granted, maybe you want to spend less time with her because if you spend too much time, you're gonna figure it out. But Tomorrow, especially learning that I feel like it goes a little too far. Like, yes, Tomorrow being Lou, sure. I buy it. I love it. I'm here. Learning that
especially
that
once
is
it's explained, yeah.
right. But
Yeah.
when you learn that not only that Lou happens to actually be the biological daughter of Sam. It's a little too far. It's like a step too far. Which is what I'm going to use to transition to my next thing that I didn't really like about the game. This is a thing I have against so many games. I hate it in games where the movement is in a way I don't even know how to really describe it. You stop your controller from moving, the character should immediately stop with you, not take that extra
Mm.
step. Be like, oh, and I get it. It's to make them seem like an extra character. Like it's like, oh, he's alive. He made an extra movement. When you're when you're climbing,
When you like successfully not fuck like when you not fucking up hinges on every single
right, every
step that you
step,
take. Yeah.
right,
Right.
like every
Yes.
single step, the very thing you're stepping on, the stamina you have with everything, um, it's just annoying. And damn near there was times I was just like, I fucking hate you, Sam. And like because I very early on because very much in the vein the very first trailer we got for Death Stranding they say lose dead. I had my reaction there because when we got here I was skeptical because it's the same thing in my mind. I did the same thing that I did with Expedition where I was like, oh, you telling me the Paintress is the bad guy? I don't think the Paintress is the bad guy. And with Lou dying so early and me knowing this is at least like a 50 to 60 hour game on like the norm, I was like, no. It's like, no, 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 no.
There's more to this,
Right. And
is what
I
you're thinking.
obviously with Kojima, I was like, if there's gonna be it's not gonna be just a matter of like, oh, she was sleeping. It's gonna be some outlandish shit. And it was, and I could never have pointed at that. But the fact that because I immediately was like, in the like you see some things when you're taking care of Lou, like I was talking about, when you're rocking her in your room, you're not actually building up like a meter. You do see the like the emotion meter, like if they're happy, really whatnot.
Right,
Um,
right.
but there is no trophy for maxing out your relationship with Lou, like there was in the first one. There was nothing like that, which makes sense. You should have already maxed it out. But and like it just always felt so weird to me that when you stop rocking Lou, because it's a whole thing in the first one, you very tenderly place her back on the rack. Um, you don't see that in this. The footage cuts. You don't see you stop rocking Lou. She's now just on the wall, and I was just like, And it really was like everyone's been talking about how she's been dead at the beginning. Why are we just letting him not talk about it now? Why are
Yeah, yeah. They're
we?
just like enabling him the
Right.
entire time,
And I
pretty
get it to a
much.
point,
Like,
and I really did think that was going to be Mexico. Like I would just be like the first few deliveries 100 hours later. I'm like, okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um
No, they really kept it going.
they
The
did.
whole
They
ruse.
did. But it just was a little silly to me. And that all being said, it's all very small. It does not impact my love of the overall game. I love,
Mhm.
love, love this game. Is like no joke. This is one of my favorite franchise ever. I love this. I'm so happy we're getting more of this in one way or the other. There may be a point where I double dip in the past and go, not in the past, but double dip and get the audiobooks that are already out and just listen through those for a different way to experience the story. Because that's got to be wild too. A whale. But they say it to you. Uh, and then the movie as well. And then, like, dude, can you imagine if you had told me like 3 years ago that we're at A24, A24, indie studio we love, is bringing us an Elden Ring movie and a Death Stranding movie. I would have been like, you're insane.
You're a mad person.
You're insane. You're a
Yeah,
madman. You're
yeah.
an idiot. But we are. And that's wild. Obviously, Death
We
Stranding
are
has a bit more of a
idiots.
narrative to go with that. So good luck, Elden Ring. But hey, we're gonna be there for both of them. Um, but I love this. I love this world. I did like I told you I had my little goodbye tour. Um, oh, this is so embarrassing. But like literally, because I was like, I want because I changed the playlist to only play like my favorite songs, and I just drove
Mhm.
around to just listen to them all because I listen to them still on my phone. But like in the world, it's a whole thing.
Yeah,
And then the moment because
vibe.
I didn't do it on purpose, but the last song that played was To the Wilder, the duet with Elle Fanning. I started tearing up. I was like, oh, we're saying full on goodbye right now. I feel like this is gonna be it because I think we stop here. I do think we stop here. I think you can absolutely carry it on, and if they do, I have all the faith that we're gonna get something cool. But I think you stop here, bro. Learn the lesson I told all of y'all from the first one. If you bring them back, you're gonna hurt somebody. That's
Yeah.
not. We don't want to start the third game and then we
Old
have
man
tomorrow
Snake.
being like everyone's dead.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's just such an interesting world. It does the online multiplayer thing so uniquely,
yeah,
so differently from anyone else. Like, no, I'm not going to be like this should be multiplayer game of the year. I think we have a strong contender for that, but I would not fight against it being a nominee because I understand it's not what you think of when you think of multiplayer, but the way that it literally does connect everybody and like it's like you really can't grief. There's just so much room to help to
yeah,
to donate some things, deliver some packages for somebody else. Like you get rewarded for it, the person you're doing it for gets rewarded for it. The like system, we didn't really figure it out, but like the personal special links that like me and Ernest got and whatnot,
right.
like it's cool that that's even there, and like
I
that's
also
so different.
I gave you way more likes than you gave me, but that's
It's
all right. Nah,
impossible.
well, you were ahead of me too, so it
Okay,
makes
I
sense.
was like,
That's
how
the
dare you?
yeah.
I love the hell out of your bridge to the.
Yeah, dude, that bridge
Spot.
is
I
my
bet
most liked
it's
thing.
great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I because I first saw the likes and then I saw who did it. I was like, oh, like oh man, I wish one of our
And
TikToks got that.
I hadn't for real. I hadn't seen my like since I got my just from that bridge, like
Uh,
because I was a pretty low level as far I forget what the branch is for like other people liking your stuff, the
right?
connection one or whatever.
Yeah,
Um it jumped up like 40 levels from that.
I
And then
believe it.
all of the progression after that was like really fucking slow. And I was
Yeah,
like, okay, they really let me have it with that
100
bridge, man.
percent, 100%.
So yeah, yeah, it was a good bridge.
It was
Good
a great
bridge.
bridge. It was a great
There
bridge.
was
So
a
you
bridge
know.
right next to it in my world, and I was like, that bridge sucks. I'm gonna build one over here.
Well,
And
because
I'm
it's like
glad
they
people
didn't
liked it.
line it up correctly. I don't think because I think I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about because it didn't.
Yeah.
You can use it, but it's not effortless, and that's what you want with any type of delivery here. But yeah, the bridges, the zip lines, the like. There's so much here. If there's hot springs, you build a hot spring, and you can
Yeah.
lay in there. There's a whole thing where Doll Man will change his appearance and do a little song with you. Ba ba ba
Yeah.
ba 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 do 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 do, and it's catchy as hell, and it just comes out of nowhere, bro. And then the other thing, and I wanted to find it so bad, but I never found it in my game. I've only seen it from videos of other people. You can look at the stars because different constellations will align to be different things. Like I've seen Lu in the sky. I've seen Fragile. Kojima's up there. Kojima's in the stars of his game. It's incredible. That's
I
so
like
cool.
how you could just like we talk about not a lot of product placement in this, but what is in here a lot is like his company, like
Yeah, dude,
the
you can
which
have
we've
a
seen in games before,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
like yeah, like you put your logo here and there and stuff
Right.
like that, but he's like, you know who the fuck
It's
made
right
this.
here, baby. Because did you I forget what it is. So if you read Frankenstein in your room, Elle Fanning will be brought up because she's going to be starring in Frankenstein, and it's just like obviously don't reference like, oh, that's tomorrow. They just say Elle Fanning. There's another thing if you read that I forgot what it is you read, but at some point it, it Doll Man will be like,
Is it?
yeah, this influenced that, which influenced the creation of Kojima Productions, and
It wasn't
Doll
Moby Dick, was it?
no,
I know Moby Dick is
it
in there.
wasn't Moby Dick. Oh, but Dollman will be like, "Oh, from your reaction, Sam, it doesn't seem like you know what Kojima Productions is. Do you really not?" And he just repeatedly is going, "You know, Kojima Production," and it's hilarious. It's so good. It's also worth noting before you get to like one of the bigger story beats at the end, Dollman will be like, "Hey, Sam, I just want you to know, I feel a long cutscene coming on."
Yeah, man. There's a lot of acknowledging the actual player
Yeah,
in this and breaking that fourth wall.
absolutely. Yeah,
And
because you brought that up.
but the times where it's done, it's always
It's
pretty
great.
like
It's great. Because like
savvy type stuff.
me and Ernest, the one of the few things we did talk about before we got to the end of this, we didn't really talk about Neil Vanna. I will say, in terms of character, good performance.
Yeah.
Naming him Neil Vanna was rough.
Yes. Yes,
I did
for
like his
sure.
story with Lucy and like learning about like the Porters before the world we know. Um, and obviously he's a big part of like why Lou was kept safe in that like De los Muertos world. Like it's a very like when you go in there, it's just like a whole festival. Um, but it's so pretty. But he
Oh, dude, that scene is
yeah,
beautiful.
where you see like the wheels
Yes,
and
with
stuff
the
spinning with
fireworks
this spot.
going
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I saved a
yeah.
little 30-second clip of it because it's gorgeous. It's freaking gorgeous. Again, most beautiful game I've ever played. Um, but he like his name is just so dumb, but his story is neat. I do want to say,
Yeah.
don't want to disappoint. And learning about Lucy, who we only know by name from the first game because it's Sam's ex, and then learning more about like their relationship in this one. Um, it didn't go as far into it as I thought we would, but it's okay because it is like a thing in the past and whatnot. And it was neat getting to do that part at the end where like you're kind of floating through the hospital where they died, not the hospital, the facility they died in, and
Right.
seeing how everything played out before Neil's body. I forgot the word. He was the void out, or like and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, this game is filled with Kojima isms. It's a great word. There's so much good
Yeah.
music. There's a lot to love here. If and it's just so good. And like though I'm like I said, like it literally hurt me like emotionally to turn this game off and uninstall it. I was like, oh man, I had to force myself to break from it. I loved it. I love this world. It's so interesting. And if we do like so what's great for me is we're getting returns in those other forms of media. And I think that's completely enough. And if we do get a third one, bro, I'm gonna be there day one. You know it. But we'll see what we'd get next from Kojima because he actually hasn't even said the word overdose yet. We only heard it in reports.
That's just kind of what we call it over
Right.
here
Or
on
if we've
the
seen the
Fury
footage of
side.
that topless man from his dorm room
Fucking
showing whatever
titties
that
out, dude.
is. But we also know physics is a thing coming down the line for PlayStation, going to be an not extraction shooting. Oh my God. An a spy espionage game, which sounds like he's going to just do Metal Gear without being Metal Gear. But
Right.
that is to
Yeah.
say, we will be with Kojima every step of the way. I can't wait to see what else this man's doing.
Got to.
And
Yeah.
like, dude, now he's collabing with Jordan Peele. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Come
Yeah.
on. What are we gonna get? Kojima
Which like
belongs in horror, dude. Konami
they
did him wrong.
talk oh yeah, fucking PT shit for
Oh yeah.
sure. But like they talk about making like a new experience, like it's not a video game, it's not a movie, it's like somewhere in between
Yeah.
type stuff. And like, I mean, it feels so close to that already with what
Right.
we have here, because a lot of it is cinematic. I didn't even talk about that last boss fight. That last boss fight is more just a cinematic than anything else.
But it's
And like, there's
great.
other it is great. It is great. I didn't dislike it at
Oh,
all, but
but you're
like,
right. It is cinematic, and it's not like a
but
challenging thing, but
it's
it's a
it's just set
spectacle.
up for you to win and witness and things like that.
Right.
It's more for you to witness than to play through.
For sure.
Just make it a little bit interactive, and that's better than just making it a cutscene
Yeah.
for sure. And it allows you to put health bars at the top and
And
stuff
it's
like
so
that.
cool
And
because literally the
so
final fight. So my I, my very first Metal Gear is the last one. The end of the Metal Gear story, which is Metal Gear Solid 4. First, the second game I bought on my PS3 that I just bought with my summer of working money. Because I had gotten God of War 3, came out the same year. Had to get it. It's the end of the trilogy, you know. It was the end of at that time. It was the end of that story. I guess it still is because sorry, it moves on from there. But and then I got Metal Gear Solid 4 to try it out, and Metal Gear Solid 4 is such a fundamental game for me because it's my introduction to Kojima. It's my introduction to that games don't have to be what you know games to be. They can be art. They can be weird as shit, and there can be some guy named Otacon who's named that because he's an otaku who loves anime, who's helping make.
Otacon's that fucking dude,
He
man. I
is.
love
He is.
Otacon
He's
forever.
great.
Yeah.
And literally, the final
Day
boss
one.
fight of that game, it goes from being like a mech fight to a Mortal Kombat fist fight to being all these other things. And literally, as a teenager who hasn't experienced Kojima in the least, going through this, like obviously you're gonna either love it or hate it. Obviously, I ended up loving it.
This dude's popping off right
Right.
now.
I'm just like, oh my
Yeah.
god, what's going on? And
Yeah.
I felt all these things with the character. I just met Snake. And
It's
he's
like
old as shit.
a DJ playing all your favorite songs in a row.
Right. Except I've never met
Yeah.
the DJ before, and the songs are things I've heard of the best from other people. Because I'd heard of
Yeah.
Metal Gear, like I just never touched it. And I've heard of Kojima again, just never. That's what he was known for at the time. That's all he'd done. And here we
Mm.
are, and like I remember being so confused because when you start that game, you're flipping through television channels, and like the graphics, at least for that time, I was like, oh, I can't differentiate. Am I actually on my TV? Like I remember there's like an octopus channel that's just swimming through the water and just looked beautiful and whatnot. And I was just really lost. I was like, what's going on? Um, and like the mix of humor, the mix of like implementation of sci-fi, and just the heart in everything. I was like, Hideo Kojima, I'm gonna remember your name forever. And when you get to this final boss fight, there is no guitars in the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. But when you see the health bars, when you see like, oh, they're in the positions and everything, I was like, bro, he knows what he's doing. He knows what this is, and I absolutely loved it. And of course, from there, you just get the most ridiculous cutscenes, and no one, and I mean no one, would have expected to Higgs being taken out by a giant baby.
Just being eaten
Just eating.
by a giant baby.
And he
That's
kind of
fucking
accepted it. I
crazy.
mean, to be fair, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? But like, it's yeah,
Especially since he just flew off to create the last Stranding.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
it's weird, man. It's weird. But yeah, like after the repetitive boss fights, like I kind of wish that final one would have put me to the test a little bit or something like that.
Oh,
But I am happy with what I got in that
gotcha,
situation. Like
gotcha, gotcha.
it was still fucking epic, if not just the strangest shit I've ever seen. So
Strange and epic.
them just deciding to like rock out on the guitar
Yeah,
together, like
they're just solo, bro.
stop mid fight, and they both just like
Hell
go
yeah.
off and then keep fighting. I was like, what the fuck is going
Also,
on?
all the respect to
So
giving Sam his own electric guitar gun because it's fun. It's a fun
yeah,
little.
yeah.
Uses up your
Oh,
combo
dude,
crystals, but no.
it was great. It was great. It has to be awesome in post game for sure.
Yeah. But with
Can't even
that,
imagine.
that does wrap us up here. We'll for sure be talking about this again when we get to the Game Awards and our Game Awards at the end of the year. But
Mhm.
Ernest, where can the people find us to keep up with that stuff?
So, if you'd like to stay up to date with the show, you can find us out here on all these social medias, baby. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube. And if you'd like to reach us directly, you can find us at lifeisstorytelling@gmail.com. We appreciate any and all feedback, and we fucking love
We love you. How do you like my Woodkid cosplay? It's what he looks like. Also, fun fact, because I didn't know this
you.
until I heard him do an interview. He's also French, so big year for the French, man. But hell yeah, great game.
Yeah.
Go play it. Let us know what you think about it. It's completely fair if it's not your favorite thing, and maybe we're just glazing it a bit hard, but we're not going to stop. But yeah, let us know what you think. But Ernest, thanks for hanging out, man. Again, episodes coming out at a weird time, kind of to balance out 2 weeks here.
Deal with it, motherfucker.
So Ernest can get some time with his son, because when he gets back, I'm working Ernest harder than I've ever worked him before.
Take that how you will.
From behind. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out. And have a great rest of your week.